For the first time ever on the channel, I go live before the scheduled time, but it's for a special reason, a very good reason, something we've been waiting for quite some time. Mauricio Pochettino named the head coach of the U.S. men's national team. This is an official announcement from the U.S. men's national team, from U.S. Soccer. So it's not any of the journalists. Everyone's been wrong. Everyone's been wrong about it. It finally happened. Mauricio Pochettino is officially the U.S. men's national team head coach. The deal is done. Obviously, he won't be in charge of this game. But Pete, in October against Panama and Mexico, Pochettino has a big task to begin with to put this team back on track, because I'll say it again, regardless of what happens today in this game, for the better or for the worse, it's been a disaster the past few months, and things are not looking good. And this guy has a lot of work to do. And I believe in him, but he has a lot of work to do.
Yes, he does. And the number one thing he needs to do before tactics or anything is change the mentality of this team. This is a very soft, complacent, entitled team. And they were made that way partially by, the coach that came before him, he who shall not be named. But a lot of this is on the players' mentalities too, and that lack of inner fire that he is going to have to either stamp it out or get rid of them. I mean, it's going to be one of the two.
Well, yeah, it's a very complicated thing, because he's not coming in just to select the right players and put us in the right tactical shape, formation, and approach to face an opponent. He is here to turn these boys into man, because they haven't really been acting like man for quite some time. They're very whiny, entitled, soft. Some of them don't seem to care. Not all of them, but some of them seem like they don't care. And for that reason, it led to many, including in the media nowadays, even telling the fans to lower their expectations, because these players are just not good enough. You guys are just overhyping them. They're not good enough.
Not good enough to get out of their group in Copa America and look good against Canada at home.
Yeah, that's the overall point. No one is expecting this team under Pochettino to win a World Cup. We're not even expecting this team to make it to a semifinals in the World Cup. But we are saying that this team, with the right coach, the right mentality, the right approach, it's a team that could battle for a quarterfinals in a World Cup at home. It's possible. It's not a lock, and a lot can happen. Like, he can do all the right things, and we could lose in the round of 16. We could lose in the round of 32. But again, adding him, and if he can get the job done, if he can fix all of these issues that the team has, which I think it might take some time, but
yeah, no, I think so too.
Yeah, it is to reach the potential. And I look. When someone says to lower your expectations, don't listen to them. You should expect what you should expect. If anything, we should ramp up our expectations for U.S. soccer. We should demand more. We should demand growth. Maybe this generation's not good enough to win a World Cup, but if we don't demand more in our lifetime, we're never going to have a shot. You have to demand more. You have to be critical. You have to speak out. Now, so that's why today, when Nick Cantor put out, not him, CBS put out what he said about, we need to lower our expectations. And he was like, we're not winning a World Cup with Balogun up top. It's like, brother, we're not going to win the World Cup with Harry Kane up top, with Haaland up top. There's many other issues to be addressed. No one wants to win we want to win. We're not going to win the 2026 World Cup. And not just that. How can we grow if we have the most talented generation we ever had in terms of depth and starting 11? It's not debatable. Look at previous players. It's not debatable, period. The mentality, on the other hand, is not the same as previous ones. How can someone in the right mindset tell us to lower our expectations? No, you should
I'll tell you how.
Higher.
I'll tell you how. When you're a part of mainstream media and the performance coming from our national team is shit, and you can't blame U.S. soccer. You can't blame the people actually in charge of performances, in charge of the game. So what do? You turn around and you shit on the fans. That's what they do every single time. They did it throughout the entire Berhalter tenure. They did it again. So I'm not totally surprised. You create a straw man argument and saying fans are saying we're going to win the World Cup with Balogun. No serious person is saying that. That's just them trying to create straw man arguments to distract from the fact that for the first time in my memory, the fan base actually has standards and expectations, and not only should we keep them, we should be ramping them up. And I don't think our expectations are at all unrealistic. And when fans get mad that we show no heart against Canada, to turn around and say fans need to adjust their expectations is completely absurd, but about what I would expect from Nepo baby Nico Cantor, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just upsetting when someone with such a big such a big mainstream channel, just like telling fans or telling people, and he's like, and then he tried to correct it by saying that no, we should expect to be canned and all that. So
So then I said, okay, so what are the expectations, the unrealistic expectations? I asked him underneath, and of course he doesn't respond because he knows
no,
he was full of shit.
yeah. And anyhow, so Mauricio Pochettino is officially announced. Former Tottenham, PSG, Chelsea manager, brings wealth of experience to U.S. soccer. And then they obviously put this. Look at this beautiful picture. Look at that hair. Great hair. A coach with hair. Beautiful hair, unlike the previous coach right there that
What's
had
the
no
over
hair.
under on bounce passes for Pochettino, though? That's the real question.
Yeah, the hair is good right there. The beard game is good. He's also dressed like he's dressed nice. He doesn't dress as like Greg
Like a
Berhalter.
teenager. Yeah.
Very well dressed right there. Dressed better than tactical manager as well. Looking really good in the picture. That's what you want for your coach to begin with. And then U.S. Soccer Federation has appointed Mauricio Pochettino as the new coach of the U.S. men's national team. Pochettino, that's currently 52 years old, a seasoned and highly respected manager, has had a successful stint with several top European clubs, including Tottenham, PSG, Chelsea. I'm surprised they haven't mentioned also Southampton. I thought that was a good
And
moment for him.
Espanyol. He
Yeah,
overachieved. And that might be more relevant to the U.S. anyways, because they were smaller teams that he overachieved with. But keep going.
Yeah, and then they said, known for building teams with dynamic styles of play, he now takes the helm with the U.S. men's national team, bringing his extensive experience and tactical acumen to lead the team in the 2026 World Cup on home soil. The U.S. Soccer sporting director, Matt Crocker, led a global search process and made the final decision to appoint Pochettino as a head coach. Let's talk about Matt Crocker here for a second. How can this guy that rehired Berhalter make such a massive 180? Was it because people like just started like harassing his LinkedIn account? Was he misled when he got here? Did the board screw him over? Thank you for fixing that on time, right? We're still 2 years away from the World Cup. But why did we have to go through 12 months of Berhalter? Thank you, but
Yeah.
damn, dude.
So when people say lower your expectations, I will claim, and I believe I'm right, that fan pressure and fan expectation not only led to the firing of Berhalter, but also led them to go and get a serious coach. I really believe it played a part. I'm not saying it was the only reason, but I believe it definitely played a part. So pat yourselves on the back because I think the fan pressure played a part in this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't play a part as big as Berhalter sucking ass, but it definitely played some
No,
part.
like they could have fired Berhalter, but then about going and getting a serious coach, I think they saw how serious the fans were about the direction of this team.
Oh, no,
I
I
do.
was joking. I was just saying that if Berhalter didn't suck ass, it wouldn't matter what we say.
That is true.
So it was more because of Berhalter more than anything. But of course, fan pressure, sponsor pressure, even media, even though they were a little too late, but American Outlaws, even though they were also too late, eventually they joined in. Better to be
Yeah.
late than never. But they go on and say, and this is what Matt Crocker said: Mauricio is a serial winner with deep passion for player development and a proven ability to build cohesive and competitive teams, said Crocker. Serial winner is tricky. I think he's a winner, but when you say serial winner, you think of trophies. I don't think that's the only metric for success because it depends on what teams you manage. I would argue that making it to a Champions League final with Tottenham is much more difficult than winning it with Manchester City, just for
Yeah.
starters. So,
Or getting Tottenham second in the Premier League.
exactly, 86 points. That's a campaign to even win the Premier League. So,
Yeah. And he did it with mostly homegrown players.
yep. So I understand if many people say, hey, he's not a serial winner. He doesn't have that many trophies. He just won like Liga 1 with PSG in the French Cup. Yeah, but again, winning trophies is not the only metric. Ultimately, yes, it plays a big role, but it depends on who you manage, right? The teams you manage. In
Yeah.
Chelsea, he managed a Chelsea team that team ain't winning any trophies. Let's be real
No,
here.
he also got that team to punch above its weight. That was a mid-table Chelsea team, and he got them to sixth. And I'm telling you right now, this Chelsea team ain't making the top six this season.
I don't think they will. And then he said, his track record speaks for itself, and I'm confident that he is the right choice to harness the immense potential within our talented generation. We are thrilled to have Mauricio on board as we embark on this exciting journey to achieve success on the global stage. Then they go on and say, the decision to join U.S. Soccer wasn't just about football for me. It's about the journey this team and this country are on, said Pochettino. So Pochettino's words, the decision to join U.S. Soccer wasn't just about football or soccer. Maybe you should start calling it soccer, Poch. Like that could
I
be.
don't care. He can call it foosball if he wants. Make us win.
Oh no, dude! If the word soccer comes out of his mouth, would be huge.
He won't call it soccer.
It would be
He will
huge.
not.
He said, the energy, the passion, and the hunger to achieve something truly historic. I like to hear that. Those are things that inspired me. The opportunity to lead the U.S. men's national team in a front of fans who are just as passionate as the players is
No,
something we are more passionate.
no, yeah. Sorry, Poch. First mistake. This fan base is way more passionate than these players.
Yeah, he's about to find that out very soon.
He'll find that out. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's
as
okay.
soon as he comes into camp and one guy's overweight, the other guy is like going to a hookah bar after it. Pulisic's like
Yeah.
whining to the
Someone's
camera.
dancing on TikTok.
Yeah, Dest is like going on the roof to dance. Yeah, I don't know if they're as passionate as the fans, but hey, maybe Pochettino can make them as passionate as the
Let's hope
fans.
so.
That's his goal. That's one of his goals, to make them as passionate as the fans are. It's something I couldn't pass. I see a group of players full of talent and potential. I agree with this. I do agree with this. And together, we're going to build something special that the whole nation can be proud of. Dude, here, not even hearing this from his mouth, it already doesn't sound as corny as the previous clown in charge.
Oh my God, right?
Like, we're going to change
Change
the
the
way.
way the world views American
And then he
soccer.
failed at that. It's like, now we're going to change the way Americans see U.S.
Americans.
soccer. It's like, oh, crap, I failed that. Now we're going to change the way people from Orlando see us. Oh, actually, can you give me a neighbor celebration? We're going to change the way okay, that guy from that house right there. Think you can change him right there? That guy right there?
He's gonna change the way his household sees American soccer in Chicago.
Not even that. his neighbor. Like, I'm going to change the way my neighborhood.
Can you imagine being his neighbor and being a soccer fan? And you hate his guts, and every time you see him leave the house, you're like, "Oh, this fucking guy." You go and pull out his flowers.
Oh god. So the rest here, I'm not gonna read it. It's just like Cindy Parlow Cone, who gives a crap. And then just like fluffing up more of like Pochettino. A lot of the things um we have already gone through. And then they say Pochettino's appointment is supported in a significant part by the philanthropic leadership of Kenneth Griffin, founder and CEO of Citadel. What the fuck is Citadel? Of Griffin.
Citadel and Griffin Catalyst.
What is that?
I don't know what they are, but these are the people who are probably paying his salary. They probably got donations.
And also said additional support has been provided by Scott Goodwin, co-founder and managing partner of Diameter. Diameter? Like in a circle diameter? What?
Not sure what those are.
Hey, fellas, I don't know who you guys are, but thank you. I guess, right? Like, yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Scott Goodwin, and who else?
Kenneth Griffin.
Scott Goodwin and Kenneth Griffin. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know who you guys are, but guys in the chat, you can also thank those two gentlemen right there. They do have a name based off their names. I'm really good at guessing ages with names. They're probably around their mid-60s to 70s.
Kenneth Griffin sounds older. Scott Goodwin, it's hard to say.
Fellas in the chat, how old are Kenneth Griffin and Scott Goodwin? And how rich are they? They have to be very rich right there. Born in Murphy, Argentina. They have a city in Argentina named Murphy?
They do.
That country is so... How can you... Murphy in a Latin country?
That's your issue? We just got Mauricio Pochettino, and you're worried about the name of the city where he was born?
Be born in Buenos Aires, in La Plata?
Maybe it's an Anglo-sounding name which predicted his future with the U.S. men's national team.
It almost makes me think he's born like Ireland or something.
It is an Irish name. Probably Irish settlers is my guess.
Born in Murphy, Argentina, Pochettino has a distinguished playing career as a central defender, earning 20 caps for Argentina under Bielsa too. He also has a UEFA Pro license, just like Jake Landau, and is fluent in Spanish, French, and English.
If I speak on this topic,
I mean, his license might be one level below him, right? Like Pochettino's one below him. Let's be real here.
I think it's the Hogwarts UEFA license.
Okay, he has a real UEFA license, guys, a real one. Anyhow, today's live stream is for the New Zealand game, but obviously we couldn't open with anything else besides Mauricio Pochettino being announced. It almost felt like we were constipated for 7 days, and it just all came out right now, right here while I'm sitting down on the chair. Just all came out, not wiping. It just feels good. It feels good because now it's official. He will be in charge in October, and that's all. Obviously, we're going to talk more about Pochettino throughout the stream. Obviously, we're going to talk about Pochettino in the post game, and obviously, we're going to talk a lot about Pochettino the next 30 days or probably the next 2 years, hoping for the best. But Pete, we do have a game today, which Sir right there, not Sir, he's not an Englishman. Mauricio Pochettino will be in charge of the U.S. men's national team soon, so he's probably going to be watching. And the starting 11 is quite different from the previous game. And we don't know if it's a 4-4-2. We don't know if it's a 4-2-3-1. But Footmob put it as a 4-4-2. So let's read it like that. And when
On
the game starts,
Universo, it's also a 4-4-2.
so maybe it is a 4-4-2. And the lineup is Matt Turner on goal, which I don't know why we're doing that. Doesn't really make sense to me.
Pointless.
This is the most minutes he's going to get this semester, by the way. So
This season.
yeah, the season. So I would probably just give Schulte another shot, or honestly, just even throw coaching in. Who cares about this game at this point? Just give the kid a game. Marlon Fossey gets a start on the right back in the right back position. I'm okay with that. He apparently has been playing well in Belgium. We know what Scally can do. Let's see. Fossey might be better than Scally going forward. Sometimes he plays as a right midfielder. So
he
might
plays
be
as a
better.
wing back for Standard Liège, I believe it is.
Yes, and then you got Christopher Lund plays another game. He starts again at the left back. I guess it's all right. Like, let's see what he can do against a weaker opponent. The back line and then the two center backs will be Chris Richards and Mark McKenzie. Tim Ream bench. That's a positive right there.
Yeah.
The midfield with Haji Wright on the left mid, Musa and Morris as the two central midfielders, and then Brendan Aronson as the right wing. Not too happy that Aronson's getting another start here, but I'm a little bit relieved that it's not Kate Cowell getting a shot here.
Yeah, thank God.
And then up top, Balogun and Pepe. I kind of wanted to see Sargent with Balogun a little bit, but I guess Pepe gets
So
another shot.
Sargent got an ankle injury and was left out as a precaution. This man, with his ankle and his timing, dude.
Yeah. So everyone, make sure to drop a like. Mauricio Pochettino's officially announced. So drop a like in the stream and follow us on Twitter and Instagram if you'd like. We'll talk about it more during it. Let's go through the super chats here. Jeff Carey saying New Zealand is the first country with universal suffrage. They have more sheep than people. The sheep are very attractive.
And
Jeff,
this is the part of the show called Geography with Jeff Carey.
Geography. He just said he wanted to. Never mind, a sheep.
I'm ignoring the last part.
Okay. Sheeps. Okay.
He is right about that first line.
Yeah, he might not be allowed in New Zealand after that, though.
Yeah. Beware. They'll do the haka when Jeff gets there and he'll run first line.
Hector is saying Christmas arrived 3 months early. Yeah, the same way last time Halloween arrived a bit early when we got Greg Berhalter back, but
Exactly.
it happens. Jeff Carey is saying beautiful man. I'm assuming you're talking about Pochettino. You're talking about Pochettino. We don't play for the same team there, Jeff, but he's definitely a better looking coach than our previous coach. Arthur Oliva is saying Pochettino saw a game in Cincinnati and decided I need to coach there. You're welcome, America.
No, Arthur. He was like, I start in October. We're playing in Cincinnati. I start in October.
Yeah, he was like, you know what? Can you guys get a game in Miami? My friend Messi is there. I'll go to Miami. He said it's beautiful. Not Cincinnati. Rocco222 is saying, is New Zealand the worst team we've ever played? No.
Not by a mile. We played Martinique, remember?
We played Grenada.
Not even on the FIFA calendar.
Grenada is horrible.
Grenada.
We played Trinidad and Tobago is worse than New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, New Zealand lost in the World Cup Interconfederation playoff to Costa Rica 1-0. They're about the level of like a Costa Rica. Like that's what they are. Like,
do you know that New Zealand is the only country in the world to never lose a World Cup game?
They never played in it, right?
Yeah, they did in 2010. They got 3 draws and they got knocked out in the first round, but they never lost a game.
So you mean only country in the world to play a World Cup and never lose a game?
Yeah. To participate in a World Cup and not lose a game.
Because I mean, India's undefeated.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, no, India played in a World Cup in the 50s.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they qualified by default, right?
Yeah, I think somebody left and they got to play. I don't remember the details.
Ben is saying anything less than a 5-0 win is a disappointment. Other than Stemic, their team is trash.
Stamenic. Don't they have Michael Boxall? Is he starting? The Minnesota defender?
Yeah,
Who
he's
called
like
David Ochoa a clown?
yeah, Boxall. They have a Portland Timbers player. I guess
Yeah.
the only competent player, really competent player they have is like Chris Wood. He's a decent center forward.
Yeah.
Not elite by any means, but like, yeah, the guy can get double-digit goals in the Premier League. He's
He
not a
plays for
scrub.
Forest. He's a
Yeah,
Premier League striker.
yeah, he's gotten for multiple consecutive seasons 10 goals or more in the Premier League, so he's competent. Arthur is saying, also fun fact, Citadel was the venture capital firm that was destroyed by GameStop stock shorts a few years ago. Oh, that poor man right there. He got screwed over by them. Did you hear about the GameStop
Yeah.
short?
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
The Reddit one. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, clearly the guy's doing all right. The guy's doing good, because he did make it. They're saying Nabruto's in the chat. Where's Nabruto? There he is. He's saying, nah, Pete, India backed out despite getting invited. We're still. Oh yeah, they did. They got in by
They
default,
got
but
the Olympics. I think
yes.
there was something to do with their cleats. Like they didn't want to wear cleats or something.
Yeah. I remember that story. They got in by default. They were invited, and then they didn't go. They backed out because they didn't want to wear cleats.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh god! And Nabruto's actually a great YouTube channel, by the way. Covers a lot of like international soccer, global soccer. And I'm assuming you're Indian American if you know that much about India. He's probably Indian American. He looks Indian. I just didn't want to assume, right?
Yeah.
It's wrong to assume. It's wrong.
My guess is if he is Indian, he's from Goa with a name like Nabuto.
He can probably respond there, yeah.
Or is the Nabuto the name of his channel?
That's the name of his channel, but it might
Okay.
just be his name, the name of the channel.
Yeah.
R. Lubin is saying, where does Pochettino rank among managers in international soccer? Is he top 5, top 10? No. Wait, international. Look, in terms of resume coming in, he's probably among the top 10 easily. But managing internationally in club is different. So we don't know if he's actually. If you look just at resume, if you get all the international managers and get their club resumes, he's probably even top 5. If you only look at resume. That doesn't mean he is actual top 5. So that's what I'll say. And he is Indian American, born and raised here, but the family's from northern India.
Punjab? You from Punjab, Nabuto?
Yeah, so Pete lived in India, so he knows his Indian stuff. Jonathan is saying, love Pete, the Diddy of USMNT, YouTube respect. What? The Diddy is not a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's what he means.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Michael's saying, Pulisic, is that Pochettino's call? No. Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it was just Mikey Vada's in charge and probably rotation, also resting Pulisic. He has a game over the weekend, so they're just probably like, Pochettino takes charge next time. No one wants to be here. Everyone's tired. Nah.
Also, frankly, after that interview, I would probably have benched Pulisic too.
I would have sent him back to Italy.
Like, bye. Like, that was the, oh, we're going to be better, I promise.
You want to play it?
Play what?
The interview, so everyone can know what it is.
The
Guys,
interview?
it's this interview right here. Let's see. Okay, I got it. I'll put the interview here on screen so you guys can see. It's just that when you have the best player of the team like Christian Pulisic, you expect some aura or some leadership or, the guy just to seem tough.
He said all the right things, but his body language while saying it was awkward.
It was whiny. Like, look, let's play it. Let's play it.
You're going to see a team that is hungry and is not happy about the last result, is going to want to go out and fight and take this game very.
It's the crying face too.
Very seriously.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's the negative, the head down, the scratching, the awkward, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. It's just like that. Nobody is convinced by the body language there.
Yeah, and I paused it right there because look, it's just the face. It's just like crying and you just look defeated, right? You can't look defeated. You have to look like a winner, and he's not looking like a winner. And we know he can be a winner. He is a winner, but looking like that, you don't look like a winner. Yeah. Well, at least his hair, he he fixed the boy band hair. Dude, you know what people got pissed off at me in my last 7 Things We Learned video? Just because I compared the Backstreet Boys to the Beatles. They're both boy bands, and people got pissed off about that.
Of all the things.
So many, right?
Oh, look, it's empty in Cincinnati, dude.
There's like 30 people there.
Oh, geez.
There's more people here in the chat right now than in this game. Butt Picker saying, Pete, it seems like you lived everywhere, Mr. Worldwide. You're Pitbull.
Actually, only 4 countries, but sure.
That is a lot, though. You lived in 4 countries? That's a lot. Travel? That's normal. Well, not normal. I mean, there's a lot of people that
I would say that's low for travel.
Yeah, if you're a big traveler, 4 is like nothing. But I mean, I've been to 4 countries. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Canada, I've been to the US, obviously, and to Brazil. So I've been to 4. That's about it.
I think I've been to like 15 or 20, like, which is okay, but it's actually not that many compared to some travelers.
Well, also because if you go to Europe, you can easily go like 10 countries.
Yeah.
Rocco222 say, do you think Balogun can be a better winger than Haji? I look, I'm not going to get into like better or not, but me and Pete talked about this before. We kind of would want to see Balogun play on the wing a little bit.
Yeah. I think that might be a better position for him long term.
Steven is saying, Pulisic is such a poser. I'm glad he's getting exposed after Copa. I bet he's not on the team. The morale will improve significantly. Steven, we can't not have Pulisic. He's still our best player. And the team, like Pochettino, that's one of Pochettino's big tasks. Like, I would honestly take Pulisic out of a leadership role. I think he just has to worry about playing.
Yeah.
He can't lead. That's not him. So what Pochettino needs to do is get that role out of Pulisic. Like, Pulisic, play. Get other guys to play that leadership role. It's not Pulisic. Don't you lie. You listened. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys, 100%.
Backstreet Boys for sure. NSYNC was good too. They were good. They had some good songs, and obviously Justin Timberlake was the one that blew up out of all these guys, all these boys. He was the number one. But Backstreet Boys for sure. What about in the chat? I actually want to see the chat here, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Which one? Bye bye bye, or I Want It That Way? Which one it is?
Bye bye bye.
The thing was too, like, that was like in the 90s. So I was a kid, late 90s. And what's his name? My sister would listen a lot to Backstreet Boys. So when I was a kid, it was just what got in my head. But even like grown up, like as an adult, when I listened to both, I'm like, Backstreet Boys, prime Backstreet Boys was better than NSYNC.
For my talent show in high school, we spoofed Backstreet Boys. Me and 3 other dudes from my class. Bye bye bye.
No, but Bye 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 is NSYNC.
I'm sorry, NSYNC.
Okay, yeah.
We did Bye Bye Bye. It was fun.
Tevin actually went to college with me, and we used to have this discussion between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. He prefers NSYNC. I don't agree with him. I don't agree.
No, I prefer Backstreet Boys, but Bye 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 is iconic.
Bye 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 is great. What was the other one from NSYNC that's big? It's gonna be It's Gonna Be Me.
Yeah, It's Gonna Be May, or May, as he says.
Yeah.
And then they did another one that was pretty good too. I can't remember.
The thing is, like, Backstreet Boys has more iconic songs, right? Let's be real.
Like I Want It That Way. Isn't that Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal in the late 90s. That was a song that I would argue that's one of the, like, not in terms of like taste, if you like it or not, that's what I'll say, but in terms of like catchy songs, I Want It That Way was probably among like the top 10 in the 90s.
Tell me why.
I'm not
Great
singing.
song.
Yeah. But they're saying that Christmas song. Yeah, they're saying Tearing Up My Heart. Tearing Up My Heart, yes. Well, NSYNC actually sing that song from Tarzan, the Trashing the Camp.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
What about This I Promise You? Wasn't that NSYNC also?
I don't know that one. And Luis Villanueva is saying, ole, 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 poche, poche. Colombia finally beat Argentina. Oh, I missed the game because of Pochettino. I missed the game. Did Colombia really? Brazil plays soon too. Colombia defeated Argentina. Where is the game? Where is it? Come on, Foot Mob. Where is it? Hold on. Colombia versus. By the way, everyone, the next few months, I'm not going to leak it. Me and Pete might coach a team in 2025. We'll get the announcement when we can officially do it.
Still negotiating with our previous employers, you see. We can't make it official.
We can't make it official, but we might be coaching a team together in 2025.
Co-managers.
Yeah, so
It's like The Office. Remember when Michael and Jim are co-managers? And then what's her name? She like makes them pick one.
Oh, yeah. They both manage. Yeah, I remember that. Pochettino, yeah, Argentina lost to Colombia 2-1 in World Cup qualifying. Colombia keeping that hot streak right there. Bolivia, after winning 5-0 at home, they also defeated Chile away. Bolivia might they're getting on track to fight for a spot.
Maybe our summer wasn't so bad after all if we beat them.
Matthew Dominguez is saying he's a member Backstreet Boys CD. Remember the Backstreet Boys CD they gave at Burger King?
No,
that was in 1999, wasn't it? I think I lived in California actually back then, because it was close to the time where they were giving at Burger King or McDonald's. They were giving those gold-plated Pokemon cards. I was living near San Francisco at the time. I remember that. It was 98 or 99.
No one was giving out CDs.
And the game just started, by the way. Hold on,
There's nobody in the stands. This is embarrassing.
No,
I thought Cincinnati was supposed to be so like soccer crazy.
No, they're not. Apparently the tactical manager viewers are more soccer crazy because everyone's here in the chat. Butt Picker saying we better win. As a Bengals and Red fan, we can only take so many L's in Cincinnati. Are the Bengals that bad in NFL? The Cincinnati Bengals? I guess. I don't know that. And okay. And they're saying previous employers, Rocco Comiso. Yeah, Rocco, look, they said we were getting paid by Rocco, but I haven't gotten a single dime from Rocco. He probably owes us a lot of money.
Yeah, he does, man. He really screwed us over. We were supposed to be causing a divide, remember?
Yes.
Musa with a turnover.
Already?
Yeah. We were supposed to be causing a divide in the national team, but no one's paying us enough to do it,
So it's actually a 4-2-3-1. Pepe's on the right wing, dude. What are we doing?
I know, that's so weird.
We're really playing with Pepe on the right wing?
Is that what?
Yeah, that's how we're playing.
Oh my God, Musa!
Another bad giveaway. Can we just bench Musa at this point?
That's 2 giveaways in the first 2 minutes. This one was a shot on target. Well, he was off target by Garbett, but Jesus, Musa.
And Butt Picker already said it. DC saying NFL security told players not to have their phone out, wear jewelry, wear green around Sao Paulo. Is it that bad in Brazil? No, guys, that was all a bunch of lies from the security. I'll tell you this, like in Brazil, yeah. Oh, here comes New Zealand. You can't just walk around with your phone out. Like, yes, you can get mugged. They can take that. That is factually true, depending on where you are. It's very depends on the neighborhood you're at. In Sao Paulo, in this case, the wear green is a load of crap. I am a Palmeiras fan. I walked around wearing green. That was complete fake news from them. What happens is when Corinthians plays in the Itaquerão, where NFL play their games, then you can't wear green because Palmeiras are their rivals. If it's not a Corinthians game, you can wear whatever you want. So it was a load of crap from them. But yeah, you can wear jewelry, but depending on the neighborhood you are, you could get mugged, or you can get just like pickpocketed. Things like that do happen, right? In Latin America in general. But NFL over-exaggerated how dangerous it was. It was a bit embarrassing. I mean, I lived there for like 8 to 9 years. Nothing ever happened. I've traveled there last summer, this summer. Nothing happened. And I do walk around with my phone. Jeff Carey's saying, can I be the team mascot, please? Jeff, about that. Yeah, we'll dress you as a sheep because he likes sheep. He's attracted to sheep.
I'm not dressing him as any kind of animal.
Brendan Aronson
will never beat the allegations.
No. Brendan Aronson finds Balogun inside. Christopher Lund. Yeah. I think Musa on the build out like that is super risky, man. Good ball from Aiden Morris. Oh, Aronson. Ooh. Finds Haji right, but the goalkeeper comes off his line. Good save.
Was that Morris's through ball?
Morris put the first pass to Aronson, and then Aronson put the second pass.
Yeah.
No, Morris early on looking very ball secure.
Yeah. Starting to show what I first saw from Morris, which was in the MLS Cup final in 2019 or 2020. That's what I first, before his injury. It feels like he's starting to go back to the level that I saw from him back then. And I'd hoped to see when he came back from injury, but it's taken him a long time to get back there.
Yeah, he's looked sharper than Yunus Musa early on.
Also, outside of Weston McKennie, has any USMNT midfielder gotten more chances than Yunus Musa?
No, and not really done much, right?
No, and done very well. The man still has 0 goals or assists.
He does have like 3 almost bangers, though.
Almost banger. Well, it's not darts. It's
almost banger Musa. Dude, Pepe on the right wing. What are we doing?
Oh.
Marlon Fossey. This could be it. Oh, Fossey, that's a bad touch.
Why did he not? Oh, he waited.
Found
Fossey.
Haji. Cleared. Oh, boy. It's funny because we're finally synchronized. It looks like it, at least.
Are we?
Well, I mean, we were seeing the same. We saw Marlon Fossey.
I'm 451. 52.
Me too. 451. 52, yeah.
Shit.
Aaron Long's big stick saying Pochettino has a spot for me in Shaq Moore. He idolizes Greg. Oh, Aaron Long, your U.S. men's national team days are long gone. They're over. No pun intended right there. It's so Jover for you.
Why is no one supporting Haji on the... Oh, it's Balogun. No one's supporting him.
Just to keep in mind before anyone gets hyped also about this game, this is New Zealand, okay? So...
No, can I just say, though, that Mark McKenzie just made a really nice pass into the final third to Balogun?
Yeah.
But you're right. This is New Zealand. We can't read into good performances. We can read into bad ones.
Yes. It's one of those games where most players need to be standing out from the team. Massimo Bell's is saying Musa lives off that one game against England. Yeah, he played well against England in the World Cup. That's about
in 40 caps. How many caps does he have now?
Oh, he has over 40 probably. Because he's also usually healthy.
Yeah, he's always healthy, which is good to his credit. He has...
How many? And Steven Spada saying, is it bad that I want to see New Zealand score? Yeah, I mean, we want us to win. Like, we already got a new coach. We don't need to get rid of Berhalter anymore. I would hope we would win. I would hope we would stand out, but it's less about the result. It's all about performances in this friendly. Even though I'm not going to read into it too much on the positive, mainly because it is a shit opponent. Sorry for my French right there, but it is.
Yeah. 41st cap for Yunus Musa today.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
GhostCard21 saying, I just love remembering the days where Shaquille Moore would sub in and make a huge difference. Truly iconic. Well, for the other team, yeah. Remember in the World Cup? The dude looked like he wasn't a professional player in the World Cup. He literally
looked like
did.
Some of the players that might play on the team that you and I are going to coach.
Yes. Or maybe worse.
Probably worse.
Yeah.
Some of the players that we might have, I would take over Shaquille Moore. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And here comes New Zealand with the ball. Musa lost it, but it wasn't really his fault this time around. Aiden Morris. Mark McKenzie. Yeah, let's keep an eye on how Mark McKenzie looks on the ball. That's actually quite important.
Yeah, so far I've been pretty happy with both him and Richards. They've both made good passes into midfield. Musa losing the ball again.
We're going to have to we need a conversation about Musa, man.
This is the third time in 7 minutes he's lost the ball.
It's what I said. I talked to you on the phone. I thought Musa and Johnny were equally as bad in the first game, but Musa mistake didn't lead to a goal, so he just got lucky.
Yeah. No, exactly. He had a lot of bad giveaways.
And he's getting lucky again today.
Yeah. 3 giveaways in 7 minutes. I think that might be every time he got the ball. Musa
was one of the players that Nick Hunter picked on today.
Yeah, we can
So
agree
he
with him
picks
there.
like the players that are like easier to bully, that haven't really played well at all. Dude, Pepe on the right wing doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Also, Balogun as a target man also doesn't make sense. Just switch them. Switch them. It's not that hard.
It doesn't make sense because Balogun actually has a few attributes in player profile where he can play out wide.
Yeah, he's got pace and technique. But you ask him to play with his back to goal, it doesn't work. But Pepe can play with his back to goal. That's one of his assets. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Dude, this Mikey Varas, man, like too much Berhalter influence. Aronson giving it away.
If you have Balogun and Pepe at the same time on the field, it's either, oh, here comes New Zealand down the right. Mackenzie just got
defending
good
Mackenzie.
Block. Good block from Aiden Morris.
Yeah.
But if you have Pepe and Balogun, you either play two up top or you put Balogun out wide and Pepe as a center forward.
Yeah.
This is such a weird decision because anyone that watches soccer just a little bit, like if you're the average fan can see that. It's not really something overly complex. It's kind of obvious.
Movement off the ball is not good also.
No, Pepe is not.
Lund just dribbled into pressure and gave the ball away. What is he doing?
Dude, some people were saying in my video that Lund wasn't that bad.
He was bad. He had two good moments in the second half. That's it. I watched it again, and I was watching Lund.
And I'm watching it again here, this game. It's not looking very... And this is the game he should be standing out, right? New Zealand, guys, New Zealand doesn't play in World Cups. They don't qualify. This is a game for you to win at home. Mexico beat this team 3-0. Mexico.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, Christopher Lund is pretty limited. Aiden Morris looked good. I know it's New Zealand, but I'm liking Aiden Morris here so far.
Yeah. The bare minimum you can do is look good against New Zealand. If you do that, good. Well done. Like, job done. It doesn't mean you're a starter or anything, but it's like, okay, maybe you get more looks in the future. You know who's watching this at home? Going, oh, I'm screwed, is Kellen Acosta. Because when they asked him about Pochettino, he was acting like he was part of the team. He was like, yeah, Pochettino's going to come in. We've got a lot to learn from him. I think he's going to make us better. And we were like, I was like, Kellen, no way you're playing for Pochettino, buddy.
But why are people even asking Acosta about Pochettino?
Well, I'll give you a guess at who is doing the interview.
Who
covers the Fire?
Alex? Oh, me and Alex are going to have a talk. Jeff Carey's saying, I just got a sauna. I can fit 5 men and 1 woman.
There's a future where we get a restraining order for Jeff.
And a sheep. Oh, Lord. Jeff. Okay. Jeff, careful. The FBI might track where you are and yeah.
Or the New Zealand Farmers Union.
Yeah. Robert is saying, did Pochettino have anything to do with this? The lineup? No. This is Mikey Varas. No. Robert, definitely nothing from Pochettino.
Pepe on the right wing, I doubt it very much.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of like clueless soccer coach to put Ricardo Pepe on the right wing. Unless you're like desperate, right? Lewis, thank you for the super chat, Lewis. There's nothing written on it. Yeah, Jeff, you know what's gonna happen? If one day we're just like we're doing YouTube streams like games and Jeff doesn't appear for like 3 months, we're like, oh, they got him.
Yeah, they got him.
They got him. He's arrested. They took Jeff.
And there's a photo of him holding the little The little sign.
with the tactical
Terry.
manager T-shirt.
Or it's an I Heart Sheep T-shirt that he had made for himself.
He's like arrested as a tactical manager T-shirt like this.
Can you imagine? Oh Lord, dude, what are we doing? We have created nothing in the opening 15 minutes. This is really bad, dude.
Well,
Just-
our winger's a center forward. Our 10 is a winger. Our left back is a false pro. Oh my God, Lund.
Come on, Musa. What is he doing?
Slowing
Musa,
the
you had
game
4
down.
passing options. Oh,
It's a little
he
bit
killed
of
it.
Berhalter.
He killed the counter. He pulled a legit.
Michael's saying home games should be in St. Louis, the soccer capital. No, St. Louis is not the soccer capital of the United States. It is not. We debunked that already. We played in St. Louis and you guys didn't sell out.
Yeah.
No, you lost the right to call yourself the soccer capital of the
Okay,
United States.
McKenzie dribbling into space is exactly what we need from a center back instead of just standing. Lund, what are you doing?
No, Lund is, dude, I'm sorry. Lund is not good. There's a
I don't care
reason
how
why
much
he's
this
in the
guy
second
smiles.
division of Italy, Pete, at age 22.
Giveaway from Richards. But at least he was trying some shit. He's trying to go with the long, direct pass.
Snowsif saying, gotta love Spicy Jeff. Yeah, until he gets arrested. Until Spicy Jeff. Jack is saying, part of me wants us to concede to see Pete crash out. I don't think me or Pete will get overly angry at the result today. Like, because it doesn't, like, we want us to win, but at the same time, we have to win just because it'll be an ultimate embarrassment for this program. But we know that there are better days ahead. That's the main thing. There are better days ahead. We want to be more positive now that Pochettino has been announced. I'm kind of over the negativity. It was
Can you imagine
necessary.
being Mikey Varas? You lose both of these games, and your record is that you lost every national team, the only national team coach with 100% losing record.
Mm-hmm. BJ got us better.
Much better.
Yeah, San Diego's hiring him. Miguel saying, do a watch along with the straight red cards. Guys, Derek from the straight red card will be here with us at halftime. So he's part of the halftime show. You know how the Copa America had Shakira at halftime?
Yeah, we have Derek Ritchie.
We have Derek Ritchie at halftime. Pretty much the same, right, guys? Come on.
Essentially. Do his hips lie? Does he have honest hips? Who knows?
I don't know.
Terry might
Maybe
be able
he'll
to tell us.
dance. Maybe he'll dance. Maybe he won't.
Jeff might be happy to see that. Or maybe
So-
he'll dress in a sheep's costume for Spicy Jeff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Halftime show with Derek Ritchie from the straight red card. Will he dance? We don't know. I think it's equally as good, if not better, than Shakira. It might not be as pleasing to your eyes, everyone, but he puts on a show when he wants to. Pose is saying, why was Pochettino not available for these 2 games? Seems completely wasted window. Because U.S. Soccer was negotiating essentially like the buyout of part of his contract or something with Chelsea. So he couldn't sign until that was sorted out. Apparently, it finally got sorted out, a little too late for this camp, but he's officially announced as a coach. That's why he wasn't in charge.
McKenzie just had a really nice long pass to Balogun's head that set up this attack. I want to give McKenzie his flowers today.
And then he shits the bed.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, Miles could never, because there's some people saying we need Walker and Miles back.
Yeah, what McKenzie is earning today is, with a good performance, he deserves to probably get an opportunity against Panama and Mexico. See how he can do those 2 games.
Yeah.
Ghostcar 21 saying, Tack and Yanks to Pepe. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. Is there any upcoming games where the United States can make a statement? We're not saying Pepe's not that guy. We're saying Pepe is not a right winger. That's what we're
he's
saying.
Not a right winger.
We're not saying bench Pepe. Like, he can start, but put him up top. He's a center forward. Is there any games that can make a statement? We play Mexico in Guadalajara, and as bad as Mexico has been, beating them in Guadalajara is a statement if we win.
Yeah. Even Berhalter, the great slayer of Mexico, never won away.
Yeah, Berhalter didn't win away. So if Pochettino can lead the U.S. to beat Mexico away, I think that's a statement win. It's not a signature win, but it's a statement win.
Yeah, no. Signature win, you have to beat somebody better than you.
Yes. Even though these days it almost seems like Canada's better than under Berhalter. Michael's saying, I'm not from St. Louis. I was making a Greg Berhalter joke. Yeah. We're trying to move past Berhalter. The problem with things that are written is very often it's hard to sense sarcasm. Pepe,
finish.
go, center forward, Pepe.
Well done.
They're gonna say he's a right winger now.
He's not, but he didn't shoot. I mean, he was on the right side of the box, but he wasn't a winger.
1-0 for the good guys.
Thank God. A little scrappy, but, we'll take it.
That's a center forward goal.
Yeah, that's not a winger goal. That's in the box. That's a finish. It's a good finish. Well placed in the box.
(1-0) against New Zealand here on this half-empty stadium. And then Dan Gordon saying, so what did Sargent do to piss off the coaching staff? So Pete already reported on it. Sargent apparently had not an injury, but just like a minor discomfort, I guess, on his ankle. And that's why he's not available.
Dude, I think this is offside.
They didn't count the goal?
Allow it?
How is it offsides? Wasn't it the New Zealand player that hit it? Wait, what?
What is happening?
They called a foul. Oh, boy. Apparently they called a foul. So no goal. Still 0-0 here. They took away Pepe's goal.
Who fouled?
I don't know. I wish they would show the replay again and kind of help us understand what happened. Because there's no VAR, so it was just a call on the field. It might have been a mistake.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I mean, I didn't see a foul.
Well, still 0-0. Alvaro Bazan saying home games should be held in PNW, the real soccer capital. What the heck is PNW?
Pacific Northwest.
Oh, Pacific North. But that's not one location. Where?
They're saying that Pepe fouled the guy? I don't think he fouled him.
No, that wasn't a foul.
He fouled him. That's very soft. Very soft.
But where in the Pacific Northwest?
I mean, he's probably thinking either Portland or Seattle. The problem is they both play on turf, so you can't play there.
Does North California count as Pacific Northwest?
No.
San Francisco would not be that?
No. Oregon and Washington are Pacific Northwest.
So just Portland or Seattle?
San Francisco's in the bottom half.
Well, but it's more towards the north of Cali, right?
I mean, actually not. You think so, but when you look at a map, like you can drive from San Francisco and it still take you like 4 hours to get to the Oregon coast, the Oregon border. It's more central California than north. I thought that too, but when I actually drove it, I was like, huh.
Lewis is saying, I never saw anything in Musa, to be honest. I mean, look, Musa, the same Musa that we see today was the Musa we saw when he was 18, playing for Valencia. So there was something there, because when you look at a player playing at this level at age 18, it's promising, right? He can improve and get much better. But the thing is, Musa seems to have barely developed at all. He seems like the same player.
He's stagnated since he was 18.
Which is weird because he does actually play a lot for all of his clubs.
Yeah. He just hasn't. Richards with some good passes into midfield. I like the center backs passing today. I mean, it's New Zealand, but I'll give him credit. Oh, Pepe. Come on.
Yeah, but I can't blame Pepe for that's not his game. That's about like super deep, like trying to play make.
But that's a pass you should make. That's a pass you should make.
They're saying Jeff Carey's saying me and Derek. What about you and Derek, Jeff? What about you and Derek? Jeff, look, you might be a little too spicy for Derek. I don't think he has that energy in him these days. You might be a little too much for him. You might be too much for anyone, actually. Joe is saying, this is making me want to watch the presidential debate. That's like much later today, and I don't think watching presidential debates is healthy. I think that's one of the reasons we are where we are in this country in terms of a mental health crisis.
I also think everybody knows which way they're going to vote. Like, I don't think anyone's going to watch that and go, oh, he made some good points. I think I'll vote that way. Like, I think everyone knows at this point which way they're going to vote. So I think it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. It's pointless in terms of the election, but CNN, Fox, they love it for ratings.
They love it for ratings and division. We got to have as much division as possible.
True. I think it would be far more interesting if you put them in an octagon and let them fight. Sure, it's not. It's like you're going to say, yeah, Donald Trump is actually hitting a woman, which that should put him in prison if he does that. But I think Kamala might have a shot on beating him up if they get into a physical fight. She seems pretty strong. Who would win a physical fight, Pete?
I don't know.
Robert is saying, so honest, anything intrigues you with this lineup? We're more of like observing a few guys, like we talked about, the center backs, see how they do, how they pass into midfield, how they progress the ball, see how Aiden Morris behaves in the midfield, giving Christopher Lund another shot. But overall, yeah, I mean, it's New Zealand. We talked about this. If you stand out against New Zealand, we're going to take it with a grain of salt. But we're trying to observe the ones that look bad or mediocre.
Yeah.
Those are
Musa so far has been the worst.
Musa, yeah. This is definitely not a game where, especially Musa with over 40 games playing for Milan, should have been doing a lot better.
Oh, Mackenzie.
GMO saying did not want to announce him avoiding the first L to Canada. Okay, Jose Perez, you're getting blocked for your super chat. There you go. He's blocked. And let me see if I didn't miss anyone here. GMO. Yeah, maybe it was, but I think they didn't announce Pochettino earlier because they didn't have the deal finalized. They had the deal finalized, but it was more of like the Chelsea issue. National media, Pepe is the GOAT. No. Pepe should not be starting for the U.S. men's national team when push comes to shove right now. Joseph is saying, serious question. Now that it's official, is the upgrade from Greg to Pochettino the greatest coaching upgrade in sports history? It's probably up there, but it's kind of hard to say it's sports history because we don't follow everything, every single sport, right? So
if England gets Pep, is Southgate to Pep a bigger upgrade than Berhalter to Poch?
Probably,
right?
Yes.
Okay, better from Musa there.
Yes, because Greg Berhalter and Southgate, with all due respect to Southgate, they're probably very close to the same level.
Come on, Haji. Oh!
Oof.
Not a bad shot. Not a bad idea from range.
I actually tweeted out my opinion on this upgrade. This upgrade reminds me of when the Lakers traded Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant.
You need to have a USMNT stand on for that conversation.
Oh, no, that's a big deal. Trading Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant in soccer terms, that's probably like trading James Milner for Cristiano Ronaldo.
James Milner.
A useful player that can get them for one of the greatest to ever play the game.
He's a really useful engine.
Yes. So we changed Lakers trading Vlade Divac for a young Kobe Bryant. That was pretty big. Where is the soccer capital of the United States? Guys, we don't have one. Let's be real. Like it's scattered all over the place. We don't have one. I guess by definition, it's Atlanta when we have the headquarters there, by definition.
Yeah, but we don't play games in Atlanta, so it's very hard to tell.
Yeah. And then Douglas is saying, am I the only one who thinks we need to move on from Adams and Reyna? Back surgery is no joke, and Reyna is giving me Freddie Adu vibe. Thoughts? I think it's too early to move on from any of them.
Yeah, especially a 21-year-old.
Yes,
Anybody wanting to move on from a 21-year-old is crazy.
Reyna's too young and still mostly good for us. And Tyler Adams, unless he comes back from injury and he's playing like crap, I don't see why we should move on from him. We should still see how he does when he comes back. Sure,
but I do understand his concerns. Like, his concerns are valid.
No, yeah, they're not. It's not a stupid question. It's not.
Yeah, no. It's definitely valid concerns. There are concerns with both of them.
Yes, I just don't think it's time for either one. And then J Wall 231 ref channeling his inner Ivan Barton. Oh, Ivan Barton, the one that always screws us over. Tatum RFC saying Trump and Kamala in the octagon is a hard-hitting analysis I expect from you guys. It's a tough one, but I think Kamala might win in the octagon. Trump is very old. Kamala
is
like
not 5'2" though.
Is she?
She's super short.
Dude, but Trump is like almost 80.
Yeah, but then you might just have to sit on her, and then what?
I definitely don't want to see Trump sitting on Kamala.
No, I don't want to see it either. I'm just saying, if you had to coach him in that octagon fight, what would your strategy be?
Fall on her?
I would just say use your weight.
Because
you don't have agility. Like, she's agile, or at least she looks agile.
So no, she can definitely move faster than him.
Right. So then what are your options? You probably have to try to use your body weight, because your agility ain't going to cut it against Kamala.
Yeah, the problem is, the way I see it is, if Kamala hits one kick on those knees, Trump is going down.
Anywhere he's going down.
Yeah, exactly. She seems like she's much tougher than him right now. He's like 80. How old is Kamala?
So Kamala's like 52 or something. She's the same age as Potch, I think.
That's like 20 for a politician.
Yeah, and Trump's 80 and been eating McDonald's his whole life.
Yeah. So if it's an octagon fight, unless Trump can fall on Kamala Harris, she would probably win. That's my analysis of it. But I mean, if he falls on her, it's kind of dangerous too. It could kill her. So we don't want that. Michael is saying California reality. San Francisco to Crescent City is 355 miles, 6.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. People think of it as Northern California, but it's not.
6 hours for 350 miles? What are you driving? What speed? That's slow.
Yeah, that's 4.5 hours if you drive 80. If you do 70,
5 hours. Yeah,
5
that's 6.5 is slow. Derek's asking why no Gio. Gio's injured, Derek. He's injured. He's back with Dortmund. He has a muscle strain, which we don't know how severe it is. Fred next saying, why was Fossey called up? He's terrible. I think he's been mediocre. I don't think he's terrible, but the problem is we don't have Dest. And just tell me, like, who else? Like, Scally, and then who else after Scally? Brian Reynolds? Maybe not looking that great either. Like, I don't know who else.
Yeah, there's not a ton of options after Scally and Dest.
Shaq Moore?
God, right? No.
Oh, Trump is 6'3"?
Oh, yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, the problem is he's like, it's too old. I can't see an 80-year-old man winning a fight. Adam Wilton said Kamala is 60. Oh, so she's not. I mean,
so
for
she's
politicians,
not a young spring chicken either.
So Trump might have a shot there.
I think she just has a better makeup team than Trump.
Well, she's also not like fat like Trump. She's in shape. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and also at that age, they're like 20 years apart. That's pretty big. 20 years at that age.
That's a big gap. But 60 is no spring chicken either.
No. Cross goes in, cleared by New Zealand. Fossey heads it in a weird way, and then Chris Wood clears it for New Zealand. 32 minutes here into the game, and clearly the U.S. is better, like on a player-by-player basis, but we haven't really done much besides the goal that was disallowed. That's it so far.
Yeah. No, if we don't score in this game, it'll be a disgrace. Poor Potch is probably watching this with his assistants going, okay?
Everyone, if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like in this video. Thank you very much, everyone. And then if you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it for free. And if you want to join our Patreon, Pete has his on his description of his videos, 11 Yanks. And then I have my Patreon in the link in the description if you want to join. But just hit the like button, help us hit maybe 1,000 likes, and it would help the channel like a lot. Like Very much. Very, very much. And don't forget, we have a halftime show today with Derek Ritchie. Yes, sir. Better than Shakira. Oh, boy.
If he brings Brett with him, is it like that time that was it Beyonce and Shakira? Oh no, it was
No,
Jennifer
Rihanna.
Lopez.
It was Rihanna and Shakira.
Rihanna and Shakira performed together. That might be the greatest combo of all time.
Yeah, Rihanna, Shakira, and then you have also Derek Ritchie and Brett.
Well, also J-Lo and Shakira at the NFL. Remember that?
Still think Rihanna and Shakira win.
I agree. But
Yeah.
J-Lo and Shakira is also no something.
No, maybe not as big as Derek Ritchie and Brett. They might
No,
be.
definitely not as big as them. That's the iconic duo.
Steven Spot is saying it's like 6 hours from San Francisco to Crescent City because the road isn't straight. Well, but you said the miles. I was going based on the miles.
So maybe he means those miles as the crow flies. But usually that's not how you determine the miles of a place. Like it's the road miles.
Wait, I'm going to put it here on the great Google Maps. So San Francisco to Crescent City. And looking here, or maybe traffic, it is 6 hours and it is 355 miles. He is right. And there's actually barely any traffic right now. So, yeah, I'm sorry. You are right, Steven. You are right. I was wrong. It's just that Orlando.
Oh, so close. Ooh. So close from Pepe.
Was it Pepe or Balogun? Pepe, yeah.
Just by the way, credit to Musa. He had a really nice run and then sprayed the ball wide for, what's his name there? Oh, it was off the post.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get a clean shot.
That's not the easiest finish, so that's fine.
Where is it? Yeah, and then it's funny because Orlando to Miami, I think it's probably 250 miles. It's close to 300, and it takes you like 3 hours and a half. Michael's saying if Trump lost, he would tell everyone he won, and they'll try to overthrow the fight organizer. Hey, we're not going to get into politics here. Ain't going to happen. We're talking about a fictional fight in the octagon between Trump and Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
that's all we're talking about. Fictitious. Yes.
My favorite thing though is that when people say, and to be fair, not many people say this, but they say that's a nasty tackle on Aronson, dude.
Ow, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, what is this guy doing?
That's a nasty tackle.
That might have injured him, dude. That's a red.
Okay. That seemed reckless.
Let me see the replay.
Well, actually, I mean, it was a bad tackle. I think he landed awkwardly.
Yeah. It was a bad tackle too, but
it was a bad tackle, but that's a yellow. I don't think that's a red.
Yeah. Joseph Garza saying, keep your stepsisters away from the halftime show. Yeah, no, Derek ain't talking about stepsisters today. We're censoring him on that. Yeah, now that I saw the replay, it wasn't too bad. It's just that the way it looked from that angle, it looked like he clipped his knee. But then now that I saw it, it wasn't too bad. It was just a foul. Which you can give a yellow, but not too bad. Edward Walters saying, used to take 8 hours before they made improvements on the 101 up to Humboldt. Where's Humboldt? Formed a bay. It was brutal. So I guess it took even longer than 6 hours in the past. Brendan Aronson with a bad delivery. Christopher Lund deep. They're saying that San Francisco to Crescent City is much prettier than Miami to Orlando. Dude, the Miami to Orlando road is hideous. It's like in the middle of Florida, and it's just boring. There's nothing. You just go straight. Miami is a beautiful city, but on your way to Miami, it's horrible. It's also like 200 miles straight.
Oh, McKenzie. Bad.
Uh-oh.
You got pressed way too easy there, McKenzie. Got to get rid of that quicker.
Yeah. So Michael is saying that San Francisco to Crescent City is much prettier than Miami or Orlando. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Especially if you drive by the coast of California. If you drive by the coast, it's a very nice road. I lived in California, guys. I know a little bit about California.
Haji, what was that, Haji?
Let's be real. We're not looking good.
No, we look like shit, dude. In 45 minutes? Oh, Musa robbed. Oh, shot. Dude, Musa again.
Lots of bad giveaways from Musa.
Lots of terrible giveaways. Musa, that's the 2 shots that New Zealand have both come from a Musa giveaway. Oh my God.
Mike P saying sub out Turner, Musa, and Lund at half. Look, if we started Turner, just let him stay at this point.
He's not doing anything wrong.
No. So if you put him on, just keep him. Musa, sure. Sub out Musa. Lund, yeah, I would give Wiley 45 minutes. Why not?
I do think Wiley deserves a shot. Musa again? Or is that Balo? No, that was Balo.
Colin Rees, how you doing? He's saying Orlando to Miami on the ocean is nice. You're not wrong about that. Oh, good ball.
What a pass from Balogun. What a pass. Pepe on the right. Oh. Why are we playing Pepe on the wing? That was a beautiful pass from Balogun to a guy who's not a winger.
If you put that through ball to Pepe to finish, he'll finish those, but not cross.
Yeah, what?
But, turn of his feet. Okay, figure it out. So Colin's saying Orlando to Miami on the ocean is nice. You are right about that, but you mean on the Atlantic. If you go through the Gulf, it's not, because you kind of go way too inside all the way to Naples. Through the ocean, yes, but that's a longer route. That's the problem. It takes longer. If you go straight to Miami, from Orlando to Miami, the road through Florida, it's kind of hideous. Steven is saying, if you're Pochettino, what are the first 3 orders of business to turn the ship around? Also, thanks for your coverage. Appreciate you, boys. Pete, let's take turns on this one. The first one I'm going to go to is individually talk to every single player that you believe should be in the national team. Have a very serious talk, set standards and boundaries of what they can or cannot do. He has to be strict and he has to be commanding and right away impose himself over all the players. He has to be the top dog in the locker room, something Greg Berhalter never was. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
What would be another that you put?
I think the second thing that I would do is make it, I guess it kind of goes along with yours, but make it very clear what it means to play for the national team, to wear this crest, to wear this jersey, and what those expectations should be. Hunger, intensity, desire. Oof.
Fossey. Marlon Fossey. You're not good.
Yeah, Fossey. Yeah.
Yeah. We have backup fullback issues.
I would say take the captaincy away from Pulisic. That should be like step number 1, honestly.
Yeah. I think remove Pulisic from a leadership role, period. Pulisic should be worried just about playing. He's not a true leader.
Disband the leadership council. That would be another thing he needs to do quickly. Mm-hmm. Like that's a little clique if I ever saw one. The clique of Berhalter boys need to be taken down a peg.
And I guess all the first orders revolve around that. Outside of that, it has to be Pochettino finding the players that suit how he wants to play, finding the best style of play and formation for this team. I would like for us to be much more dangerous in transition, something we haven't been in years. And that's something I'd like to see him change very quickly. And the way you change it is, for example, many times when Musa has the ball, he slows it down because that was the Berhalter era. It was always like, slow down, control possession. We don't have that killer instinct. He has to build that with the team. And that does come a lot from the coach too.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexander Rooney saying, are our players overrated if the expectation is to make it to the quarterfinals of the World Cup? No, I think it's fair for the team. I mean, look at the teams that make it to the quarterfinals, right? I mean, Brazil has made it to the quarterfinals in the past 2 editions. I think if we make it to a quarterfinals and we lose with some honor, not getting embarrassed, I think that is a very successful World Cup. And we talked about how we can lose in the round of 16 and still not be a disappointing World Cup. It depends on the context of it, of who it was to, what happened, how we played. I think that's the range. It's like quarterfinals, round of 16, depending on the context of it. I don't think they're overrated. And again, overrated is tough to talk about because it depends on how you rate them to consider them overrated. Yeah, if someone comes up and says, "Hey, they're gonna make here comes New Zealand, we're gonna make it to the semifinals," yeah, you're overrating them if you say so. Barney's saying I'd honestly try Balogun at the 10 and Sargent at the 9. I don't think Balogun is a 10.
Balogun, if you're gonna play him off the 9, should be a winger. That's where his pace can be useful. Oh, Aronson.
Yeah, I think that Balogun. I think Balogun can do a fine job on the right wing or left wing if we try him. He has played on the wing when he played for Middlesbrough in the championship. He played on the
Monaco.
wing.
He's played at times on the wing for them too.
Mm-hmm. They're saying, wouldn't Reynolds be a better attacker than Scally? There is no evidence of that, Rocco, at a high level, that he would be a better attacker. He might offer roughly the same, except for Scally's far more reliable defensively. We've seen it. McKenzie, good dribble into traffic right there.
This is what I've liked of McKenzie that our center backs never do, is they take space. He takes space with the ball today. Sure, it's New Zealand, but the instinct to like, there's open space, I'm going to dribble into space, force somebody to come to me, which is now going to open up space for a pass. That's what I think. That's what I've liked. He hasn't been perfect, but I have liked that.
It's encouraging, I guess.
Yeah.
Jonathan is saying, why are we still playing out of the back when we're so bad at it? Well, today it's been fine because New Zealand is not pressing us at all. No. So if they're not pressing, you can build out of the back. That's perfectly fine. But the problem is, every time we try to play out of the back and we face a decent to good press, like in terms of Canada, Canada has a good press. Jesse Marsh is a coach that loves pressing, and they have the players to do so. Then we struggle. We had so many bad giveaways against Canada. So many.
Dude, why is Aronson taking all the free kicks? He's terrible. Well, I would give him to Aiden Morris. Yeah. Aiden Morris used to take them for the crew.
Ball goes long from Lund. Balogun can't win it. It's such a... Here's the thing with our team, too. I don't want to read into this too much because Mikey Vadas is long gone after this, but we just don't really... Oh, Musa, good shot. Good long shot from Musa.
Yeah, good attempt. Good attempt.
Yeah. Again, almost a banger.
It's always almost with Musa, huh?
Almost a banger.
I mean, you keep hitting those, eventually one will go in.
Okay, 46 minutes. It's about to end here, the first half. A 0-0 draw. The U.S. did score a legitimate goal, in my opinion, from Ricardo Pepi scored it. But outside of that, we haven't really done it. Haji right here in transition. Let's see what he can do here.
Let's go, Haji.
Haji, good. Blows by the defender.
Poor final ball. Dude, it's so weird seeing Pepi on the right wing, dude.
He's also a little heavy, right? Stiff, like not really like the mobile player.
No, he's not a mobile player. Oh, come on, Lund.
Oh, boy. Are we going to see Christian Pulisic in the second half?
We might.
Let me see here. Is he even on the bench? I think he is, yeah. Yeah, we have Pulisic.
So I would take Aronson off. I would put on Pulisic for Aronson. I'd take off Musa and put on Johnny. No, De La Torre.
Mm-hmm. Johnny can go for Aiden Morris in the last 30 minutes.
Tillman. I would bring on Tillman. Tillman and Pulisic are the two guys I would bring on. I would bring off Musa and Aronson.
Yeah. So the first half just ended here. I mean, it's about to end here in a couple seconds, but 0-0 for the United States and New Zealand. Again, it's hard to read into this too much because, one, the game has been complete and utter crap. There's no other way to describe this game. If the United States wins it, it doesn't really erase everything that's wrong with this team right now. The only way we can begin to heal is once Pochettino is in charge, which will be in October, now officially confirmed. And there's not much to talk about with this game. That's my point. Like, it's just shit. And we have our halftime show here. Everybody, his hips don't lie. They might not move like they used to back in the 70s and the 80s, but he is here. Derek, I don't know if you saw it in the first half. We were announcing you as if so the Copa America brought Shakira. We brought
No, I heard it. I thought very flattering. Very flattering.
I want to tell you this. I got offers to have Shakira here on, or you. I chose you.
I really appreciate that since I invited myself on your show on accident.
Told the Shakira, but in getting in, you were getting in. But Derek, pretty bad game so far.
Yeah, no, not great, but not as bad as your whole NSYNC Backstreet Boys discussion. That was just
wait. Are you team NSYNC?
No, I'm neither team. Both teams suck. I'm a Beatles. I'm a Beatles guy. I'm a music.
You have to consider
snob.
when Derek was born. He was 40. You were getting your divorce probably when NSYNC was popular. No,
probably. I had like little kids running around my house listening to that garbage. So no, I'm not.
You have to remember that was if the Beatles, who I love by the way,
well,
they were the music of your youth. Then NSYNC was the music of our youth.
Well, actually, you got to remember, look, Backstreet Boys were created by the United States of America to take down the biggest British boy band of all time. We sent the Backstreet Boys to Europe. They were famous in Europe before they were famous in the U.S. And the Backstreet Boys took down NSYNC. I'm pretty sure they sold more albums.
No, they did not.
They probably did.
They did not. I'm glad this is all in jest. Otherwise, this is
okay.
criminal.
Look, how many albums did the Beatles sell?
A lot more.
Attack. Beatles are far and away the most popular band of all time.
For sure. Yep.
The only guy who might come close is Michael Jackson, but he wasn't a band.
What about Elvis Presley?
It's Pink Floyd is in second behind.
Really? Pink Floyd is second?
Yeah. With a couple albums. That have sold, like Dark Side of the Moon.
So Backstreet Boys sold 130 million albums worldwide, and the Beatles sold between 180 and 600 million. That's a big ass range.
It's a 600
because they were so global, right?
Yeah.
It was probably hard to track in the 60s who in Vietnam was buying a Beatles album.
Or India or wherever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Impossible to know. But they do know by the overall amount of in the bank, they can make that estimate that it's probably closer to the $600 million mark. So they're blowing them out of the water. I'm just saying, not that I was offended because I think you were joking.
I would go to a Backstreet Boys concert over the Beatles. That's all I'll say.
Then
especially these days.
You've just got bad taste in music.
Wait, if the Beatles were back, I'd go to a Beatles concert.
The real Beatles, not the old guys that are.
Aren't they dead?
Half of them are dead. So
dead.
Yeah.
But the Backstreet Boys might as well be also like.
They're alive.
I know, but when you're 50 and you have a paunch, ain't nobody watching. I mean, I guess they still do go on tour.
That's so offensive, Pete.
I'm just saying, I guess, you know what? The housewives who fell in love with them when they were 15, who are now 45-year-old divorcees, would probably still watch them.
All right. Well,
I'm sure many older cat ladies would too.
Yeah, because that was the music of their youth.
We just
Derek is Team Creed.
No, I am not. I hate that band. Hate it. And
how do you feel about Prince? How do you feel about Prince?
I love Prince as an icon. He's an absolute
Purple
icon.
Rain is one of the most iconic songs of all time.
One of the most amazing musicians ever. So, I think there are lots of things that Pete and I can agree with. I'm not sure about me and Tact on music. So
not on music. But Michael's saying Derek is Tact's dad confirmed. He is not. My dad is older than Derek.
As much as I tan, I'm never gonna poop out attacked as a kid.
It won't work.
That's not happening. No.
Gabe the American is saying, guys, lower your expectations. We could be down 3-0 to the Kiwis, and the Beatles have more than 600. Guys, let's stop the British propaganda here of the Beatles.
He's not British. Gabe is actually the guy that hosts the show with Colin.
No, I know.
Or
He's with Connor.
Connor.
No, Connor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, where do I sign up for that?
And he's an American. So
no, I'm just saying we need to stop, all of us as Americans. We should look, you got to understand, 100 years from now, history will be told whatever way we want it to be told. We should push the narrative that the Backstreet Boys were bigger than the Beatles.
No, because music is an art. All right. Not that parts of soccer are an art, but art, it's a sport. Music is all
music surpasses borders.
International. Right? Yeah. Like that's when I stopped caring about who wrote it from where they were. Like I love Bob Marley. That's Jamaica. There are bands from all over the world that I think very highly of. And, you know, it took the Americans actually. I mean, they had some great bands in the 60s and 70s. But let's be honest, a lot of that was dominated by the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, you know, for a long time. Even
also, you got to keep in mind, there's a slight advantage for the Beatles because back in their day, people couldn't illegally download music. The Backstreet Boys had a deal with that.
No, music whole business has changed. It's not the same.
So can we agree that the Backstreet Boys are bigger than them?
No.
Okay. I tried. I'm
not going there. And by the way, while we're at it, and I know Spicy Jeff's getting too spicy, but there is nothing illegal about 5 men, a sheep, and a small person in a sauna. There's absolutely nothing illegal about that. I just want to be really
that
clear.
might be a lot for the poor sheep, wouldn't it?
Wait, listen. Once we read Spicy Jeff's super chat and move on from it, we literally move on from it. That's all we do.
I just think you read too much into it. Like there was more action than the sauna action.
I don't think it is possible.
He said he was attracted to sheeps before that.
I think he implied that other people in that time period were attracted to sheep.
No. He said, I am attracted to sheep, or sheep are attractive.
No, he said, and the sheep were good looking. I remember the piece.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
It is weird to say that sheep are good looking. Yes, I would agree.
I think Derek needs to start a podcast with Spicy Jeff. That would probably.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that would go down.
He said this: the sheep are very attractive.
Okay. Yeah, he did say that then. Okay. Well,
Derek used to be the road manager for the Beatles. No. He's not that young.
I'm not that old.
Tax goes saying, Tack low-key Backstreet Boys mega fan. I don't listen to music very much, and sometimes I listen a lot to Brazilian music too, because part of my teenage years were in Brazil. Part of my early childhood was in the US, then teenage years in Brazil, then later teenage years back in the US. So my music is a bit all over the place. But just very quickly to talk very quickly about the game, I'll put the stats here on screen. Just to oversimplify everything, lots of possession, no penetration from the United States. We didn't do much. We had one goal that looked legitimate to me. It looked legitimate from Ricardo Pepi.
It did to me, yeah. Yeah.
But even here, like you see big chances created, 0, total shots 6. We hit 1 shot on target. I think the shot on target was Musa's long-range shot, right? That was it. So a very disappointing performance. Ricardo Pepi's playing on the right wing. God knows why.
What is that about?
I don't get it. Let me see FootMob put the formation here. They didn't. So it's not a 4-4-2. But let's try to say something. Are there any slightly positives that we can get from the first half?
I like Mark McKenzie taking space with the ball. That's about it.
Right. I listen, it's still a little stagnant at times, and we're lacking in the final third. The fact that this isn't a 4-4-2 to begin with immediately set me back, because I posted on X, hey, we're probably seeing a 4-4-2 tonight. No, we're playing a 4-2-3-1 with Aronson at the 10 and 2 center forwards. Well, I mean, Haji Wright obviously plays left wing for Coventry, but it's just a really weird setup. I guess give Mikey Burris credit for thinking way out of the box on that setup. But this is the same guy when interviewed the other day and confronted by the fact that when I think it was Mike Wotella, an old friend of ours, did on our show back in 2012 from Houston, said, hey, it looked like you played a lot of Berhalter ball. I'm just summing up what he said. And then Mikey Vara said, no, I mean, I disagree with that a little. I think what we did was a little different. If you look at Greg's last game and you look at our game against, this opponent, we didn't a single time take a goal kick and kick it past the halfway mark. Like, that's what he was proud of, that we forced our guys to play out of the back the whole fucking game, and that's what wrecked the game. That's what he's proud of. That's what he wanted to distinguish, to lay out to the press. Like, that's the one thing I did different than Greg. Like, Greg learned a lesson, so he stopped doing that, and he would kick it across the halfway mark occasionally. But Mikey Varis learned nothing. He went back to Greg 101, not Greg 201. He went to 101 and said, no, we're never kicking it past the halfway line. We're going to play out of the back the whole time, regardless. It's just amazing to me that he really is an old school Greg dude. Like, he believed in the original neocon Greg, if you will.
Greg actually ruined a lot of American coaches with his mindset.
Keeping tabs is saying here that Christopher Lund, regardless of his club being in the Serie B, deserves, or second division of Italy, deserves more looks. You're too quick to dismiss players based on their club only. Aiden Morris. I didn't actually watch him very much for Palermo. I'm basing it off the mediocre performances against an average Canadian team and a very bad New Zealand team. And then, yes, where he plays also plays a role. I'm also not sold on Aiden Morris keeping tabs. I think Aiden Morris has played well for Middlesbrough, that I have watched. Mm-hmm. And he has played well enough for the U.S. men's national team where Aiden Morris deserves another chance. Mm-hmm. Christopher Lund, he might get another chance by default because we don't have another option. Right. But it's definitely not just because of where he plays. As a matter of fact, if he moves tomorrow to the Serie A, he's still the same player.
Yeah, like I don't rate Wiley anymore now that he's at Strasbourg than when I felt about him in Atlanta, for example. But keeping tabs, let's be very honest. Like, we're basing Lund. We thought Lund should get, game time, and he did. And he hasn't been impressive, apart from 2 moments against Canada. Other than that, he hasn't been impressive, and that's what we're baiting this on. We're not saying he should never play again, but we're basing it off on his play for the national team.
And if Wiley does become a starter at Strasbourg and
Derek,
kicks ass all season.
TV there is super loud. Whose TV?
Oh, probably mine. But if this commercials, they turn it up louder for that. So if Wiley does go to Strasbourg, becomes a starter, plays great the whole season, and we can see some of the games and we can see his production, that changes my view. Maybe now Wiley is developing where he's stagnated in Atlanta. So I haven't marked him out. I'm just saying, we don't know yet what he's going to be in France. As for Lund, we don't get to watch him much. I think in total, there were 3 games total all season on ESPN Plus. You could watch Palermo play. And then he was usually pulled out in like the 60th minute half the time, or 65th. So there's not a lot to go on. It's, he's had moments, but I would agree, nothing to write home about. I'm not writing him off at all, though.
Yeah, I'm not writing Christopher Lund off. I just said that he's been extremely.
Yeah, I don't think you are either.
And if we go to the World Cup, if the World Cup was tomorrow and A-Rob couldn't play, I would be overly concerned about that left back position.
Oh yeah,
yep. That's the overall point. We're not writing him off based on where he plays, even though yes, you do write some players off based on where they play. Keeping tabs. Do you want me to call up an NCAA D1 player? No. Why? Because he plays at NCAA D1. So you do write off players depending on where they play. Do you want me to call a player that plays in the 5th division of England? No. Why? Because he plays in the 5th division of England. So this whole crap of don't write players off based off where they play is a load of crap. I scored a goal over the weekend on my Sunday pickup league. Why are you writing me off? Because I play in a fucking Sunday pickup league.
Also, keeping tabs, and Tack can testify to this. I was the one hyping up Aiden Morris when he was in MLS. So don't start with that.
Yeah.
Remember, Tack? I was the one hyping him up, and people gave me shit after that Gold Cup. They were like, why were you hyping this guy up?
Yeah, it's not about the teams. I mean, yes, and Tact is right. Listen, you're not calling up Nick Diskerud, especially now, because he should just retire. He's got no club. But, I mean, he was playing for Cyprus. He was playing for all these small Scandinavian teams. Yeah, his time was up. It was pretty obvious by the quality of clubs he was playing for. And I think, what you're looking for in young players in MLS is somebody that's standing out. They're young, but they're standing out, and they're looking like this kid could have a really good career arc. That's what you're looking at, and that's why Pete said nice things about Aiden Morris early on, is because it looked like he had a really good arc. Then he got the injury, and then the arc wasn't so high anymore, and then it kind of leveled out, and then he got better finally near the end with Columbus, and now he's off to Middlesbrough and doing really well. So the arc seems to be back on. So why not give him a second chance? I think we're all fair here. I don't think anybody writes anybody off, especially any young player who's playing in MLS. This is not an MLS hate core group here. It's just about being real about who the players are, how young they are, and what their arc is. Period.
Well, also Aiden Morris, like, let's be real, he's earned another shot for sure because he's playing well for Middlesbrough. He played well for the Columbus Crew, and he played well this camp so far.
Mm-hmm.
But are we really already saying like Aiden Morris is the back? Like
No.
guys, like, let's see how we can do more. But yes, he's done great so far. Says just me, or does Pete look like Harry Maguire? No, he doesn't. Also,
I've heard that before, though. That's not the first time I'm hearing that.
but you don't, in my opinion. Also, how in the world are we ranked 16th by FIFA? Maybe 30 or 40. FIFA rankings have their own coefficient, their own ELO ranking based system with formulas, and we do beat a lot of minnows here and there, so we get points for that. We're not the 16th best national team in the world.
We will be dropping in the newer rankings. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah, after this camp especially.
Yes.
Well, in the Copa America, I don't think they released that one yet.
They haven't yet. That's not counted yet. So once they put that in, as well as these friendlies, we will be dropping down probably 2 to 3 spots.
Moises saying, Tack, where can I watch Brazil versus Paraguay without giving your computer virus? Or like, okay. If I tell you, I'm in big trouble. But you can search on Google, or there are other ways to watch it, but I can't say it. I just can't say it.
So I did want to say this one thing. One of the reasons, and you guys probably already have figured this out, that this deal took so long to get done with Poach is when they would go there, they were not negotiating with Poach, they were negotiating with Chelsea. And so they would go back and forth. By the way, when JT Batson went on Peacock tonight to talk to he gave Matt Crocker no props, whatsoever. I don't know what that's all about. He said, yeah, when U.S. Soccer hired myself and Cindy Parlow-Cone, they said we should go out and hire the best, and that's what we did. He never mentioned Matt Crocker, so kind of selfish announcement if Matt Crocker did indeed do all the work. But the problem here is Chelsea was a big debate about like, okay, how much of his contract are you going to pay? So they had to fly back, and then they had to court these big hedge fund manager billionaires and say, now I think we're going to need this much. They fly back. They go, now I think we need this much. And so it's all about the money. Can we get the money together? And that's those two big CEOs that were mentioned have the bucks.
And cross goes in here from Marlon Fossey. That'll be a corner for the United States. By the way, everyone, the second half just started. We're 2 minutes in. A good through ball there from De La Torre, actually. De La Torre was subbed in. I'm trying to figure out for who. I think for Musa.
Oh!
Aji. Oh, no, it was Balogun.
Balogun got to get that down on goal.
Boy.
On goal.
That's very poor from Balogun.
Poor header there from Balogun. But so Luca De La Torre is on for Musa. He was the one that put the through ball for Marlon Fossey to get the cross, to get the corner. Jeff Bezos saying, thoughts on Brazilian funk? I love how hyped it makes me. Look, there's some Brazilian funk songs that are fun. People love to dance to it. I don't really listen to it. But if you're out in a nightclub or you're out to dance somewhere, yeah, those are good. That's a good like genre to go for. Keeping tabs.
Real quick, I'm gonna take off. Go watch the game, but I'll see you in the post game.
Yeah, you guys can go. Wait, Pete will go. Then Derek can go after. I'll do the stream here. But wait, Pete. So Pete's going. Hold on. All right, guys. Pete's gonna leave. Where's Derek? Derek, you can stay a little longer if you want to. And let me just go through one thing here, Derek. Hold on.
Okay.
Keeping tabs saying there's a correlation to club level and skill, but not always. 100%. Just because a player is in Real Madrid, it doesn't mean he's a brilliant player. But when a player makes it to a top club, that means the scouts of that club believed in that player, and that means he has the potential to be at that level. So depending on what league the player is and what club, yes, it's more likely that a player in the Premier League will be better than an MLS player, but that doesn't mean every single Premier League player is better than every single MLS player. But you're right. Yes, there is a correlation to club level and skill, 100%, but not always. There are exceptions. Agree with that, Derek?
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with that. There was a reason there was a guy at Leicester who played for years at lower divisions, and when he finally got up to
Jamie
play,
Vardy.
yep, he was the real deal. So sometimes it takes a while to recognize real talent, and so they're playing in lower leagues, or maybe sometimes that player just didn't develop. He's a late bloomer. It happens sometimes.
N'Golo Kante too. I not
Yeah.
super late, but I think he was like 23 when they like found him or something. It took him some time.
Yeah.
And then Joe's asking Derek, who wins in the octagon, Kamala Harris or Trump? Yeah, we had that discussion about Trump's age, but he's bigger than Kamala. He's also a man versus a woman.
I mean, he's 6'3", 6'4", 270 pounds, and I think he'd probably whoop her in a physical fight. I guess we'll find out tonight how both are doing mentally. But and as far as the 78-year-old goes, I mean, if you watch Trump play golf, it's like, yeah, he's still got some flexibility, some movement. I think Kamala would be in trouble, honestly, in a physical fight. But we'll see later tonight.
She does seem like she can move better, though.
Oh, she can move like a cat, I'm sure. But I think once he gets a hold of her hair or whatever, that shit's over. Like, he's just going to yank her down on the ground and pounce on top of her, and it'll be all over. That's kind of how I envision that.
That's the analysis. That's the third analysis today. But Jeff Carey's saying, I attended Fetish Con recently. I thought I saw Derek with a red wig and a devil's tail.
No, that wasn't me. That was Brett.
Okay.
He goes to those.
Okay,
He's into pegging.
So Aiden Morris here gets fouled. It wasn't a giveaway. It was fouled by the midfielder. What's his name? Stamenik. I think he plays for Olympiacos, actually. Stamenik.
Yep.
He fouls. New Zealand is not. It was honestly Matt Turner, dude, with a very poor pass under pressure to Morris. Morris just kind of figured it out on his own.
Yeah.
That was actually on Matt Turner. And Jeff, I hope you had a good time at Fetish Con. Stephen Agishi saying The Athletic is reporting Chicago-based billionaire Ken Griffin made huge donations, which helped with the negotiation. Yeah,
Yep.
That was in the U.S. Soccer article that we read earlier in the stream. It wasn't just Ken Griffin. There was another billionaire.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his name already. Yeah. But, I mean, these are big hedge fund guys. I mean, they got billions out the wazoo. So if they had to pitch in a few million, I'm sure they did it.
Yeah, I mean, Pochettino's probably not making more than $10 million a year, I'm assuming. So
That's fair.
It was probably like $20 million because his contract, I'm assuming, goes to the end of the World Cup.
Right. It's not so much a salary, it's the buyout of the Chelsea contract. That's what costs
Makes
money.
sense.
Because Chelsea's saying, listen, he's not technically hired for us anymore, but he's still under contract, and he's on what they call in England gardening leave. And you got to take a massive chunk out of that, or we're not like we're just going to let him sit on the sideline. And
So
for a year,
there goes Ken Griffin and Scott Goodwin.
yeah. I don't know Scott Goodwin. I did know and have known of Griffin, and big hedge fund guy, lots of money, big time money. Yeah.
They're saying, Derek, I have a disgrace to report. Tax trying to censor you from talking about. Yeah, I said that if you talked about stepsisters, you would be censored. Yeah.
I just say stepsisters unite. That's all I got to say about that.
And no, and now the game just kind of cool. Is it me or this game is going two routes here? It's either just going to be this disgusting 0-0 draw, or towards the last like 20 minutes, both teams are just going to give up on defense, and we'll see like a few goals here and there leak, like a 2-1 or a 2-0.
So no Pulisic in yet, though.
No, just the only substitution so far was Luca De La Torre for Yunus Musa, which honestly, Yunus Musa was horrible in both games.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It seems like a real lack of like understanding your surroundings. And then when you do advance the ball, not finding the right pass, something's off there. I just can't put a finger on a guy that's so talented with the ball at his feet. Like something visionary is missing from his game. And
he hasn't made any progress in years. That's
the thing. I don't know if that's something you can fix. I mean, you think it would be like a better tactical understanding of your situation would be something you would gain as you get older. So maybe it can still happen, but like that artistic vision is what he seems to be missing. And so I think he's only going to get better tactically by becoming more wise, but I don't know if he's going to become more visionary. Like that's something you're born with, I think. I might be wrong, but it does seem that way. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I thought Lund was through, but he just lost the ball. Christopher Lund down the left flank, loses the ball. It looks like the stadium filled up a little bit. Is it me? Or it looks like it filled up?
It looks a little better, but still a little bit empty. And we were talking about this.
Pulisic, Derek. Pulisic's coming on.
He's pulling on the jersey. We were talking about this the other night. When you keep holding the games in Kansas City and Cincy, and then Kansas City again, and then Cincy now back again, like people are like, okay, the first time you're there, it's like, oh, this is really cool. The second time and the third time you come, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we saw the friendly last time, or we saw a real game last time that mattered. Spread it around, spread the love more. When's the last time the U.S. men's national team came to Indianapolis?
Yeah,
never.
But I also think like the empty stadiums have a lot to do with results, how the federation has conducted things in the sense of like Berhalter being back, excitement, poor marketing. You are right. Like going to other cities, it becomes something new there, and then people are like you're just like, oh, they're not playing here all the time. So, oh, here comes New Zealand with the shot saved by Matt Turner. Not a great shot, but a decent save right there. New Zealand, imagine
should have been down 1-0 right there.
Yep, that was not good.
Although our first goal should have counted.
Who messed up on defense there? Was it Lund or McKenzie?
Looks like a bad pass to Aiden Morris back, and then Aiden.
Yeah, he got nutmegged, and then it was in transition. And I think it was Lund. He made the run on Lund's side. That was Christopher Lund. He could have done better there to cover. Yep. So Steven Spot is saying, I want ice cream, but I don't want to leave the stream. Well, you can take the stream on your phone, put headphones on, and go get ice cream. Or where is the ice cream? Is it not at home? Jacobo is saying, this anarcho-communist wants soccer, not politics. We're only about soccer now. We're only talk about soccer.
Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about politics. We're talking about a wrestling match between two.
Trump and Kamala. Yeah. That has nothing
That's not politics. That's just like at all.
So Pulisic on, Haji Wright off. Second sub for the United States. Christian Pulisic is going to get roughly 30 minutes here, which means he should be good to go for Milan this weekend. The Ski is saying, where were the Oppenheims at? So I'm assuming you're talking about the Oppenheim twins, Brett and Jason. They should be in California. I mean, talk to Brett today a little bit about Pochettino. That's about it. But I mean, they travel everywhere, dude. They could be in LA, but they could be like in like Greece tomorrow. So
yeah,
it's hard to know where the Oppenheims are.
Yeah.
I'm assuming LA, but as I said, they could literally just be in Europe tomorrow or now.
Yeah, I got to get Brett back on the show and just quiz him again. I think the last time we had him on, it was with you, actually, both of you. And I think he came on sort of offhand, like.
Yeah, I think he was in the chat and I just asked, want to come on? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he came on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Fossey. Okay, good tackle. Good tackle from Mark. It's so weird to see Ricardo Pepi on the wing.
It is. I mean, this long, especially, it's surprising we haven't said, let's just go to a 4-4-2. Screw it. Let's play two guys up top.
It's Mikey Vadas. Good luck to San Diego. Christian Pulisic. Back. Luca De La Torre. Pepi to Luca. Luca De La Torre is going to bring it out wide to Marlon Fossey. Brendan inside to Pepi. And then Pepi's pretty much now as a forward now with Fossey.
This is where we get to just kicking it around the horn thing, which is a very Berhalter thing. So somebody's going to have to do something as an individual here, because otherwise this is going to be kicked around the horn until we lose possession.
Yeah. And I mean, we have gotten exposed in transition from New Zealand before. They literally almost scored like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, boy.
Jack Phillips send $1 New Zealand dollar. Is that what it is?
I think that's worth 89 cents.
It's a New Zealand dollar.
Yeah. I think it is worth about 89 cents.
Thank you, Jack. So I am assuming you're definitely in New. What time is it in New Zealand?
It would be in the middle of the in the middle of
8
the night.
a.m.
Middle of the night.
New
So,
Zealand time now. Time now.
If I had to
New
guess,
Zealand-
I'd say
Oh wow, it's actually noon. It's noon in New Zealand, so it's a good time for the game. It's at noon.
that's true. It
Yeah,
would
he
be
put it here. He said it's 12:30, so
okay.
almost 1 p.m. Almost 1 p.m.
My bad. I know German time real well. I can tell you what time it's in Germany, but yeah, not real good on Australia. I did think it would be, like half of where we're at now.
And here, what just happened here? Throw in for the United States. Yeah, I'm seeing the stands there now. Where you said it's still
Still
it
pretty
probably
empty.
filled up to like 60%, probably maybe.
I don't know. It looks like more like 50, and we haven't even seen the upper aisles yet. Those could be completely empty.
They said Macwo's here. Where's Macwo in the chat? Did anyone see Macwo?
I can't. Oh, I haven't opened the chat. I'm an idiot. Hold on.
They're saying, "Yo, Macwo's here." But where's Macwo? I don't see him. Have I gone crazy? Yeah, sorry, I don't see Macwo in the chat. Sometimes he does show up. Sometimes Maxwell, actually. His name of his channel is Macwo, but his name is Maxwell.
Yeah, good channel. Really good channel. Love it.
Oh, he is here. He is here. Thoughts on Fraudzil, Mr. Tactical? Well, shot from Balogun again. Fraudzil is about to play right now. They're going to play against Paraguay. They're going to get their second win this window, and they're going to be just fine to qualify to the World Cup. But they're definitely on fraud watch. Brazil is currently on fraud watch. And again, it's just not looking good right now. Maybe Estevão can fix things up, or Endrick in the future, but it's just that once Neymar is back, it depends a lot on how Neymar is. If Neymar is in form again and playing well, I think people underestimate how much of a difference that makes. Cross goes in, cleared. And by the way, Macwo, I'm gonna get Maxwell probably in my team. Me and Peter are gonna be coaching a team next year, Derek. I can't reveal yet the team, but we're gonna be coaching a team.
Is that in that you can't reveal it. Okay.
I will not respond no further comment.
I will I'll volunteer to watch the kids. I'll be the kit guy.
Will you address the allegation they haven't paid Dustin's monthly salary since? No, we're negotiating it because it's just like the Chelsea negotiation with the USMNT. I'm negotiating with another federation to pay Dustin's salary.
Some Orlando millionaire. All right.
We're getting him to pay.
Yeah, interesting to see what club that ends up being. I'm probably guessing it's not a club, but a tournament. But and I'm just guessing. But if you do, I'm there to support you and as an assistant coach in any way.
And if I lose, I'm fired.
If we lose, I mean, I don't know. This is probably like a year by year thing would be my guess, right? So I might be revealing too much.
Actually. Yes, too much. You're talking too much.
And I'm just guessing too, which is the greatest thing because you have told me nothing about it.
No,
but I'm not. I wasn't born yesterday either. All right,
Pepe, Luka to Pulisic. And why is Pulisic trying to drive into and dribble into 4 New Zealand players?
You want to know why? Because the only other option is to kick it around the horn another 5 or 6 times and do nothing. So he's trying to be Superman, which it's not advisable. I agree with you there. But somebody has to do something special at this point. And I think we're getting something, and that is a oh my God.
My goodness. Brendan Aronson. Brendan Aronson wastes the 1v1 with the goalkeeper, shoots it right at the goalkeeper, and then on the rebound. He was off, apparently.
Oh, was he? Okay. Well, shit. You got to put that in anyhow, even if you're off. That's like beginning of the season last year for Union Berlin. That's missing shit that should be on goal. And not on goal, I mean in the corner. But I guess it's left foot, whatever. But that was close. That was close. I thought we had something building up there, and it was because of some good individual ticky-tack passing. And that's what we need. I don't think Pulisic dribbling through 5 guys is going to be the answer, honestly. But he, at this point, has been put on late, and he's like, I'm going to come in and save the day. And that's often when Pulisic does too much, when he thinks he's got to save the day. Here I come to save the day.
Essentially, the U.S. men's national team had to drop one more stinker before Pochettino takes over. Right? Like, one more. Let's drop one more.
Yeah. Just make it more obvious that the Berhalter era and everything about it needs to go. Needs to go.
Yes.
And it's very clear.
As Kylo Ren once said, Derek, let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Okay, Kylo Ren.
I'm glad you're still watching those movies. I stopped. I didn't watch the very last one.
I just said it.
Yeah. The thing is, those people, it's been very frustrating on X. Not frustrating. It's kind of like, what? It's like, yeah, I mean, you're still blaming these losses on Berhalter? Well, the guy is a Berhalter disciple. Jesse Marsh in his interview said, we knew how he was going to play. We knew he was a Berhalter disciple. Yes, that's carryover. And so thus, yes, Greg gets some percentage of the blame. Not all of it. We're still hard on the players. We're going to bust those players' balls when they play like that too. And they're part of the problem too.
And now a few substitutions here. So Malik Tillman is coming on for Brendan Aronson. And it looks like Caleb Wiley, the 19-year-old that plays in France for Strasbourg,
Lund.
He'll come on for Christopher Lund. And Jack Phillips is saying we have 10 better goalkeepers than the one starting for New Zealand. Like, you're saying New Zealand has 10 better goalkeepers? Look, I don't follow the New Zealand national team to know. So I'll take your word for it. Your word for it. I wouldn't know. I'm just going to be honest. I knew some of the players that play in MLS. Boxall, right, that plays for the Minnesota United. Chris Wood, that plays for, obviously, Nottingham Forest these days, but played for Burnley. I believe he was signed with Newcastle at some point. Chris Wood's a good center forward. I don't know the New Zealand players that well. So
I think what he's saying is there are 10 better goalkeepers for the U.S. than there are the one starting for New Zealand.
No, but he's from New Zealand, so I think he's talking about New Zealand.
Okay. That's weird.
I think so. I also don't know if I wouldn't say the U.S. has 10 goalkeepers better than the goalkeeper from New Zealand. We have our own goalkeeper crisis going on. So
yes, we do. So it's nothing to brag about.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But Genesis is saying, Tack, Derek, who are your favorite U.S. men's national team players?
Of all time?
Of all time or today? If it's all time, I would say probably Clint Dempsey for me is my favorite.
I'm a Jermaine Jones guy. So that's my favorite player of all time. Okay, yeah. Is he German American? Am I German American? Yeah, okay. So there's some bias there. But yeah, that's my favorite guy.
I would say it's probably for me also Breck Shea.
Oh, come on.
He is a U.S. men's national team. I love Breck Shea.
I know he's on your show. I mean, it's so crazy how that all worked out. Because he's, a little bit of the butt of the joke. And I knew people really close to Breck Shea when he was at Dallas. And they would send me all kinds of stuff about his nightlife. And it all ended up being pretty true. Like, he went through like 3 different roommates at Dallas when he was there in his apartment. Because they're like, this dude's up until like 3 a.m. He's bringing a new chick every night. They're having sex until like 4 a.m. I can't deal with that. Like, they're loud. They're making noise. He's having, So that was back then when he was a younger player. Go! I think this is a goal! Yes! He put it away.
Okay. The one thing is true. This goalkeeper from New Zealand does suck.
I guess so. But I have a lot of favorite American players, so I shouldn't just say that. I really love Donovan in his time. Huge fan of Dempsey as well. Reyna's dad at the time. I'm older, so I remember those times. Big fan of his.
So it was a good switch from Aiden Morris. Good settle from Marlon Fossey. Good layoff from what's his name, Balogun too.
Flo, yeah.
Pulisic. And then the shot from Pulisic wasn't perfect, but it went in, and that's truly what matters at the end of the day.
Yep.
But let me see the goalkeeper again.
right underneath his hand. I
Yeah,
think.
the goalkeeper kind of sucks, but still, he hit the target, and there's a goal.
Yeah. I mean, I think the goalkeeper could have got a hand. He just didn't get down fast enough.
And
Yeah.
Pulisic scored during the 69th minute.
Hey, nice.
Nice. Good job, Christian Pulisic.
Way to go, buddy. Doesn't he have a girlfriend, that golfer now, right?
Well, honestly, all that matters is that he scored at minute 69.
I'm just saying, I think he knows what a 69 is now, probably. Like, literally.
Maybe.
Like,
you never know.
it's not code language for him anymore. I love it that people up from his camp would write me and say, he's not a virgin. Quit saying he's a virgin on your show. I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are, but okay, it's a joke. I don't know if he's a virgin or not. It's a joke on the show.
Okay, let's just skip on that. But going on here saying current favorite U.S. men's national team player. Look, I'm not going to lie. The past few months, many of these players have taken a hit. Like Christian Pulisic was one of my favorites. Gio Reyna also is not like as favorite as he used to be for me. I'm going to say currently Serginho Dest, probably. He's my favorite. Not the best player, but my favorite player.
That's tough.
Take back all the crap about Pulisic. He's the man. Look, he is our best player. We keep saying this multiple times. He just can't be the leader of this team, period. He is the best player of this team. He can't be the leader.
I think up until recently, my favorite player was Tim Ream. And then my second favorite player is Anthony Robinson. Why? I'm a Fulham guy. Okay. It's, again, bias there. So I watch every Fulham game, and I have been for almost 10 years now. So I love my Fulham guys.
Dest is just very likable. That's the thing with him.
Oh, is he? Is he really likable?
No, he's just a funny guy. Like, you just look at him. He's every behavior from him. He's just a funny guy.
I mean, he is. I don't think everybody thinks he's that likable, though. Some people think he's kind of,
immature,
a little boastful, those things.
Okay, bad pass there from Aiden Morris after winning a good press, but then a terrible pass after.
But another good opportunity for Balogun there. Good save. The shot wasn't that great.
Yeah, but ultimately, beating New Zealand 1-0 at home is still an embarrassment. This team lost to Mexico 3-0 3 days ago.
I think we might see another one. I think we're looking at 2-0, honestly.
Probably. They're also just going to kind of give up, right? I
mean, it's New Zealand. That's the one thing they don't do. Like, I can name some teams that never give up. New Zealand, Australia. Like, those are just gutsy ballsack teams. They just never give up. And I think in New Zealand's culture, like the fight culture, the battle culture that they have, especially the ones they've sort of swooped from the indigenous people there and claimed as their own. Yeah, I think that's real. I don't think that's a fake thing. So I don't expect New Zealand. They're like one of those chip on their shoulder teams, especially. Look, like their best competition throughout the Nations League friendly season is like versus, Samoa, American Samoa. They're not playing very good teams because they're in Oceania. So this is a big game for them for sure.
Lee Woodcock saying Fossey has been really good tonight. Been really impressed with him as a backup option. Look, I thought he was better in the second half. And look, Bucksal's on, the Minnesota United defender. I thought he was better in the second half. He looked better going forward, not overly tested defensively because at the end of the day, it is New Zealand. I'll say this. I don't think he is that close to a Joe Scally or Dest. But while Dest is out, maybe he can get another shot. But I think that if healthy, it's going to be Dest and Scally for the right back position. I am still more concerned about the left back because Lund wasn't really convincing for me. And Caleb Pulisic over the crossbar. Lund wasn't very convincing, and Caleb Wiley's still very young, still developing. So that's maybe my main concern is the backup left back. Right back, it's probably Scally for sure as the backup and starter while Des is not there. But Marlon Fossey's looked fine. I thought he looked fine.
I hope Pete didn't leave because I was going to leave.
No, Pete usually he stayed today in the first half. I don't know why. Usually he leaves.
Yeah, I thought so. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I hope he didn't leave because I'm here.
No,
I don't think he
he
would.
usually leaves to watch the game. Well, not that he can't watch here, but it's just easier to watch when you're just watching it.
That's true.
Well, he also second half. I don't think he had his stream scheduled. Probably making the thumbnail. Let me see.
Oh, good. That's
yeah,
wow.
yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't even. Let me see.
Foul.
Yeah, he still has to make his thumbnail. So that's probably he made a thumb. He scheduled the stream.
So on Fossey, real quick, keep in mind right now he plays in Belgium with Standard Liège. That's Gooch's Anye Wazul team. They're not the same sort of Standard Liège that they were when Gooch was there, which is top of table every season. So I would like to see if he progresses, and he is 25 now, and he's no longer a young chap. I'd like to see him do something so special this season with Standard Liège that he starts getting looked at teams like maybe Feyenoord or something like that. A bigger step up for him. Because playing in Belgium, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But, I mean, outside of like 4 teams in Belgium, you're really not playing very high standard of competition. So I would gather he needs to probably move on to make a bigger statement or become one of the best, backs in Belgium to make that kind of statement. So,
yeah, I mean, we're gonna probably talk the next few days quite a bit about this overall camp. Which even if this win stands 1-0, even if we get a second goal here, this was another horrendous performance from the national team. Completely out of ideas, no creativity. We didn't really create good goal scoring opportunities. The only one we created was the one that Pepe got disallowed, and then I guess the Pulisic one here with Balogun. Well, good ball movement from the team, and then Balogun finding Pulisic, and Pulisic with a okay finish, and then the goalkeeper kind of just accepted it.
And look at what we're doing now, Tack. This is just kicking around the horn again.
No, it was a horrible camp. This team wasn't very different from Berhalter ball. Looked disjointed at times, lacking ideas. They don't seem to care. Even it's just horrible. Good for Pulisic for scoring a goal against New Zealand. And guys, this is also New Zealand. We talked about this is not a good team. This is about like a little bit maybe better than Trinidad and Tobago, maybe. They're ranked 94th in FIFA for a reason. They almost never qualify to a World Cup for a reason. They're definitely not.
And here's the crazy thing about that, Tack. They usually get a half chance at it every World Cup qualifying because they usually in the past they would play like the 6th place team or the 7th place team or whatever it was, or 6 in CONCACAF. And now I think in South America, they play like the last place, not the last place team in South America, the last half qualifying spot in South America, and they lose every time. So, but now with the new setup, they're guaranteed to qualify every single World Cup here going forward, New Zealand. Every single one, because they get a full spot now in that 48. So New Zealand, like Oceania's guaranteed 1 spot now in every World Cup. Who's going to beat them? Guam? Yeah. No one. Like American Samoa's going to beat New Zealand? No, that's not happening.
No, this performance was horrendous today. It was honestly, it was probably very similar to the Canada performance. Very similar. It's just different opponents. And Jack Phillips is saying FIFA rankings are fake. We lost 1 goal to Costa Rica. Yeah, I watched that game. You guys lost 1 goal to Costa Rica. Joe Campbell scored. It was fairly balanced. New Zealand seemed more or less Costa Rica's level. I don't know what Costa Rica's FIFA ranking is, but again, it's just one of those games where the United States at home against New Zealand should be able to considerably outplayed the opponent. And I'm just going to say it today. I don't think the United States truly outplayed New Zealand that much. Like, maybe we're a bit better. They had their chances there. I don't think we would. Were we the better team? A little bit, but it's not like the U.S. outplayed New Zealand today. That's not how it felt.
I think we're the better team. I don't think there's a question about that. I just don't think it's by a whole lot. And, we've seen, and we just watched the whole sequence there for 3 minutes straight. We just kicked it around the horn, right around the box, just like we did with Berhalter. There was no new plan, new idea of a guy streaking into the box and getting it on his head or anything like that. This can't continue this way. This is not how you beat a low block when they get to, and then the quick transitions, which we just tried right there, which is nice, but there needs to be more solid, quicker transitions, not like a super counterattack, but when they're back and they get out of the low block, you need to, when you gain possession like we are about to right now, you need to hit quickly. You need to transition quickly. Now. Now it's too late. Now they're all dropping back. Is it too late? Yeah, kind of. I mean, when you gain possession, you got to make the quick transition. And we're just not doing it.
It's been something that we've always had this issue under Greg Berhalter, where we were never. I said this in I think it was when I talked about Pochettino's tactics in a video, and I talked about how I wanted us to improve in transition, and then I just did a little brain exercise where I asked everyone, "Do you guys remember any goals we scored under Greg Berhalter in transition?" And I was trying to think, and I'm like, I can't remember a single goal. And if you go back 10 to 15 years ago, we were very much a transition-like team. We would know how to defend for our lives, and we would strike them in transition. That's how the U.S. used to play.
Think Confeds Cup versus Spain versus Brazil.
I mean, go to one of the most legendary goals we've ever scored in the World Cup against Algeria, Lyndon Donovan. That was in transition.
Yep.
So that's how we used to play. And then under Berhalter, we are super slow in transition. We are just we weren't dangerous, weren't direct. It almost seemed like the priority was to hold possession.
Yes.
So instead of going direct and you have that killer instinct, go slow, hold the ball, be safe. That's why he loved Leggett for so long. And it seems like we still have that, right? We still have that. And that's something Pochettino needs to change, this killer instinct in transition. To be fair, Pochettino has had some good teams in transition. We've seen that. Tottenham was good. Chelsea, even, to an extent. So that's what we're going to have to see change quite a bit, because we are going to be underdogs in the World Cup. We are underdogs. We're not the best team in the World Cup. We're going to have to know how to defend for our lives, but we're going to have to also know how to be dangerous when we get the ball to strike the opponent. That in transition, we're going to have to do that, and that's a big challenge for Mauricio Pochettino.
And nobody says it has to be an outright counterattack, but it does have to be quicker than it is now. That is for sure. Oh, they're gonna. We're lucky that's not tied.
Whoa.
That was close. So, okay, counterattacking can be, obviously extra quick. It can be, medium or highly quick or medium quick. But there needs to be a thought about when you gain possession. How do we transition as quickly as possible against teams that are worse than us, especially like this, into offense as quickly as possible? But you're right. The priority seems to be, let's just gain possession and get cozy first. No,
the problem is in soccer, specifically that I'm going to talk about, whether you're attacking in transition or whether you are in position, all set up and the defense is set up, the moment you slow the game down and let the defense position itself and prepare,
you're dead.
It's much harder to because it's much easier in soccer to defend than it is to attack, create goals coming up. That's why we value attackers more. So if you let them reorganize and reshape, it's going to be hard, regardless of who you are, to break down that defense, that low block, mid block, whatever they have set up. If they're organized, it's tough. And we saw that a lot against Canada. When the U.S. played Canada, we would be super slow on the build-out. Canada would set up the press in a 4-4-2 mid-block. And as soon as the ball was passed into midfield, into Musa or Johnny, that would trigger
Oh,
their
they
press.
pounced.
And they would just press the players. Musa had bad giveaways. Johnny had bad giveaways. Eventually, they moved the press a little bit higher, and then Timreen had bad giveaways. So if you let them set up, you're in big trouble. You're in very big trouble. And the U.S. has always been very slow. You have to move the ball fast so you can make the defense move, pass, find space, and that's how you attack. We haven't been like that with Berhalter. We've been very pragmatic and very slow in possession. That's something Pochettino has to change with this team. Urgent. And then Joe's saying one player that earned another call, Morris and Schulte. There's a few players that should be in other camps. But yeah, Aiden Morris definitely deserves another look. And same with Patrick Schulte. Mike P saying,
we just did a quick transition. Wow. As we
almost.
speak.
Almost
Wow.
with Ricardo Pepi. And Mike P saying too slow, no creativity in the final third, no creativity, period.
Yes.
And the moment you let the defense set up, you need some very good players if you want to break down that defense. And again, we don't think of it that way. Because in the past, Lyndon Donovan, Dempsey, they're not these world-class playmakers that could just make things happen. But we were usually very quick in transition. We would strike the opponent quickly and catch them off guard, disorganized. So now Kate Cowell comes on for Pepe, and Johnny comes on for Aiden Morris. Good performance from Aiden Morris today. Jeff Carey saying that New Zealand is a country. Yeah, New Zealand is actually a country, and England is not a country. Also, bad food, ugly chicks, and horrible food. Well, you said bad food twice. You're talking about England, right? What's the food in New Zealand like? It's a lot of seafood, fish.
I don't know. I've never been there, so hard to say. If it's a lot like Australia, it's like shrimp on the barbie, steaks.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, I think that shouldn't be too bad.
If it's like Australia, they're beating England for sure.
I mean, listen, there's some good food in England. There's no doubt. Brett, in particular, is a big fan of spotted dick, which is
what? Wait, what?
It's called spotted dick.
What is that?
It's like a pudding.
Okay.
With chocolate flecks in it. It's really pretty good, actually. I've had it once. By the way, that's what they also call Dalmatians in England. Spotted dicks. They don't call them Dalmatians.
Okay.
I know that's weird, but that's just
someone said in the chat that Pepe did well. So he said, I think Pepe did well. So is Caleb. I'll go through Caleb in a second. Game Central saying Wales' goal in the World Cup was a transition goal. I don't think it was. I think we held the ball and we passed it to Sargent. He set up. Was it a counterattack? Because we passed it to Sargent. He set up Pulisic, and Pulisic put a through ball to Weah. I know Wales was very high up the field, but was it in transition? I need to rewatch that goal.
It was pretty high up the field if it was, and I'd say the Honduras goal is sort of the same way when we were at Honduras and we tied on a quick steal and a quick transition, but it was kind of high up the pitch. I'm talking about gaining possession at midfield or deeper and making a quick transition. And
it's also not just about the goals too. It's like we never really looked like a threat in transition the past few years. But yeah, just one thing, everyone, because we're going to end the stream very soon. The game is almost over. We're at minute 87. If you guys can, one way to help the channel quite a bit is by hitting that like button. We've had over 1,000 people in the stream for the most part, and we only have 484 likes. So if you can get it to 600 or 700, it helps the channel quite a bit. So if you can do that right now, I would greatly appreciate it. And obviously go check out Derek on the Straight Red Card channel. Just look up Straight Red Card. I don't have the link in the description. I forgot to put you and Pete there. But the Straight Red Card is the channel. You can look it up. It's the only one.
Yeah, we're the only one. So, oh God, it's a puppy.
What is Wiley? Wait, what the heck was this goal? What was this goal?
Oh.
New Zealand just scored the ugliest goal I've seen in my life.
But that's what they do, actually. That's their thing. That's what they do. They kick it long. They get some sort of appendage on it and score. And that was on accident. That was a clear off of his head. Boom. Hit him in the head. Went in the goal.
He just scored a Jesse Zardes goal.
Yes. Could have been off his penis, but it was off his head instead.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, all right. Funky goal. but it just was not an impressive performance tonight. So am I shocked? Am I surprised? No. Matt Turner seems to be shocked and surprised, but I mean, fluky goals do happen. And
look at this camp. Look at this camp. We get trashed by Canada because, again, I'm going to say this again. It was 2-1 Canada, but it should have been more.
yeah,
They played a lot better. And now we tie New Zealand at home here. And I'm going to say this once again. I thought we were slightly better, but I don't think we were dominant to a point. It's like, oh, we deserve the win. I think 1-1 is an okay result. Like, it's not like unfair. I'll put it that way.
yeah. I was mad at Max the other day, because he was like, oh, when Kate Cow came in, he was amazing. Or he said something to that effect. And I'm like, no, dude, no, don't. What?
Kate
No.
Cow was horrendous.
He was so one-footed. What are you talking about? He drove to the right the whole time. The
only good thing about Kate Cow when he came in the last game was his hair. It looked really good. It was very nice hair.
He's a fairly attractive mammal. Other than that, he's well built. He's a physical specimen. But I don't think anything he did in the last game made me think, now that's a guy that needs to start for the national team. I just didn't know what he saw. But then again, he was out camping and whatever in the national forest, so maybe he missed some stuff. But whatever. Max is still a great guy. Still love Max. Like, we talk on the regular. We just disagree a lot. And we do it in a very cordial way, by the way. And that's fine. That's the way it should be done.
Yeah, we mostly disagree with Max on almost everything.
Yeah, it's been difficult lately. Although he was good today on, what was he posted today? Oh, I don't know what it was. Something on Poach, like, get it done or shut up.
And then they got it done right after.
And then they got it done like 30 minutes after he put it up. Yeah, I mean, when you posted that, like he's going to meet the team tomorrow, and I reposted what you posted, I was like, okay, surely this is it. We're done then, because if he's arriving, but he's not arriving. He's not even in the country, apparently. So,
yeah, Pochettino was supposed to arrive yesterday at 7 p.m.
Oh,
that's what I was told. But then what happened? Oh, we missed on a goal. But what happened was apparently they were still solving some issues with Chelsea, and they didn't want to get on the plane until that was solved. So I'm assuming they resolved it the past few hours, and as soon as they did that, they just wanted to announce it as soon as possible to get some hype.
And you can thank Todd Bowley and his buddies at Chelsea for making this as difficult as possible and making us go to 2 billionaires, not 1, 2, to pitch in to pay off his contract at Chelsea. I don't know what percentage they paid off. Could be 80, could be 70, could be 90, for all I know. But they had to pay off his contract in order to get him released from that contract so he could coach the U.S. men's national team. Now, Pochettino's announcement on Twitter, or was it something else, some other social, was all in Spanish. I would have liked that to be in English. Maybe
he speaks good English.
He does, yeah. So I was surprised that it was all in Spanish. And I'm like, my German's pretty good, but my Spanish is pretty mediocre. It's not bad. And I understood a good 15% of what he said, but the rest of it, I'm like, I don't know what you said.
Johnny is down there. I don't know if it's an injury or just killing time. Jack Phillips saying terrible goalkeeping from both teams. Yeah, Jack, I don't know how closely you follow the U.S. because I know you're in New Zealand, but the U.S. in terms of goalkeepers, we've been having this issue for a long time. Our goalkeepers aren't good.
So was Turner at fault at that weird ass goal we just saw?
I mean, he could have stayed on goal, couldn't he?
He could have. It's kind of natural.
The problem with Turner, it's not just trustworthy. You just never know. He doesn't doesn't inspire confidence.
No, because he doesn't have any confidence right now. He's in a bad spot right now in his career.
Okay. Mark McKenzie.
Yeah, that looked
Queen-
weird. That looked bad for a while.
Yeah, Queen Nadra is saying Pochettino always takes L's at cup finals, Carabao Cup with Chelsea, and Champions League finals. Dude, listen, if Pochettino takes an L in the World Cup final with us, I am good if we get there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that.
Look, if we make it to the World Cup final, we can even lose 5-0. I wouldn't care anymore.
I'll take a semis loss. I'll take a quarterfinals, like really competitive game where we lost. So I think we're not looking for that high of a standard. Like he's going to win the World Cup. No, he's not going to win the World Cup. Nobody thinks that.
No.
I mean, it's if it happens, it'll be like Greece winning the Euros. All right, it'll just be like
bigger. I think bigger.
Oh, it probably would be, but that was pretty freaky when it happened. I'm just telling you. Back in the day, I was younger than you were, and older than you were, so I watched it live, and I'm like, "How is this really happening?" I really don't get it.
Portugal played at home the final.
I know. How did Greece even make the final? I mean, looking back on it now, I'm like, that's just was a miracle the whole way. A miracle. It really was. And Greece has never done anything like it since. I mean, they're back to where they are now, which is not very good.
But Pochettino and then Anthony Tinaj says, in the end, Greg got his last laugh. Yeah, sort of. I'll say one thing, too, before we talk about, like, we end the stream with the final thing that they said. I said this to Pete, Derek, and see if you agree. I would argue that making it to the Champions League final with Tottenham is tougher than winning it with Manchester City.
Oh, for sure.
So, again, the lack of trophies is not what scares me, because just making it to the final. Also, he made it to the final with this horrible Chelsea team of the Carabao Cup, and then he lost to Liverpool, right? He tried to bunker against them. But again, Chelsea is horrible. This Chelsea team is not good.
Listen, everything we know about the players that they signed is they did a horrible job. If Mudryk is one of your biggest signings, you've made a horrible error, and they've made numerous horrible errors, and they have spent wildly. And it isn't even about building a team with like this connection with that can become something special as a team. They still play as individuals at Chelsea, and he was pulling that together while he was there. One of the biggest mistakes, apparently, the report came out that Todd Bowley was against the firing of Pochettino. It was the other owners, co-owners, who overruled him. So I don't know. It was a bad mistake. You got to keep Poch there. They're stupid. It's our gift from Chelsea.
Yep. And then said Anthony, and everyone, make sure once again to drop a like in the stream. We're almost at 600 likes. If we can hit 600, I'd truly appreciate it. It helps. We have roughly 1 minute left. The game's about to end in a very embarrassing camp for the U.S. I mean, we picked up where we left off in the Copa America.
You know what I would call this game? I would call it distinctly flaccid.
Very flaccid.
Yes.
Very flaccid.
And
again, we're gonna end the lost to Canada at home, not playing well. So far, it looks like this game's gonna end 1-1. Marlon. Okay, Marlon Fossey.
A little high.
Target. Not a bad shot.
Not bad.
But we should also be celebrating. This is the end. This is the death, the murder of Berhalter ball. We have this team has experienced an exorcism this camp, and Pochettino will take charge in October, and there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to take forward to. Wuxia Game Central saying, I'll take a 7-1 World Cup semifinals loss to Germany. That I won't take. I think I've had enough of that.
Yeah, let's not do that. You've had enough.
No. Can we take the 7-1 from a different team? Just not Germany again.
Yeah, he did that on purpose, obviously.
Yeah, let's do 7-1. Well, not Germany, also not Argentina. I don't want Argentina winning.
So I'm going to sing a song for 2 seconds by The Doors that singles the end for the Berhalter era. It's called "This Is the End. Do, my only friend, the end. Yeah, it's over. That's all I'm saying. Like, we're moving on, folks. We're not going to see this kind of kick it around the shoehorn ball anymore. I think this is over. I think this is done. I think we're going to see something different here from here on out. And if we don't, I mean, right away, keep in mind that Tab Ramos has told us, you don't change this overnight. This is going to take some work from Pochettino. He's not going to just drop in and change the way the patterns of play we have been grown so accustomed to playing under Berhalter for 6 years. You don't change that overnight. It's going to be a change of mentality for the players too. Like, okay, we don't do that anymore. We just don't pass it sideways in this situation anymore. That's not what we do. So it is going to be work. This is not going to change overnight for Pochettino. Anybody that thinks Pochettino's some magic bullet, no, it's going to take time.
Yeah, it's going to take time. I'm hoping that he has it figured out by next summer during the Gold Cup, because that gives him a full year prior to the World Cup with the team already gaining confidence on everything. Yeah, I do think we might end up seeing some drastic changes right away, but it won't be too fast. It'll take a few camps. Last but not least, Queen Nadra says Pochettino used a 3-4-3 setup. He mainly uses a 4-2-3-1, Queen Nadra. I did a whole video breaking down his tactics. I did a whole video on it. It's mainly 4-2-3-1. He has used the back three. You are right, but he mainly goes to a 4-2-3-1.
So I would say this before you with Tottenham, we did see him not regularly, but like I'd say 12 to 15% of the season use a 4-4-2 with a double six. And we saw that at Espanyol too. So it's not like he's like totally ignorant of doing something different and playing two at the top. So I think there's hope we could see something else. There's hope. Like, he's not a dogmatist. He's not like stuck with a 4-2-3-1, but we've also seen him play a 4-3-2-1. And he used to do that with Chelsea as well. So I think there's some choices for him to make, and I think he'll work on that. I don't think he's not a dogmatist.
I gotta go to Pete's. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to Tactical Manager TV. Subscribe to the Straight Red Card. Go look it up on YouTube. Drop a like in this one. It was a horrible camp, but we have a lot to look forward to. I know it hurts right now, but things can only get better.
Hang in there.
Yeah, it will get better.
It will.